Welcome everybody to our latest session of Scarlet Citadel Old School Rules, or OSR. We ended off on an interesting point last session as the group managed to get out of the Scarlet Citadel, not without suffering some loss and some damage, however. So we'll pick up where we left off. As usual, we'll do a quick recap. So guys, you likely recall when we played last session, you guys started the session with the encounter with the undead creatures as you're in this layer of, or this section of the first level of the Scarlet Citadel. Locke had determined that something was attacking him as he was in the room, could not see anything. The group sort of made their way around, seeing what they could find out, trying to get a better understanding of what was occurring in this area before finding themselves under attack by not only this mysterious attacker, but additionally some skeletons made their way over from the west. So, excuse me, as the group battled these opponents and tried to see what they could do, the opponents or the combatants that were inside of the room were unable to determine anything out of the ordinary or anything special going on here. So the battle raged on for a bit of time as some of the members of the team sort of fell back through the cracked wall and noticed then that there were some corpses or pieces of corpses pulling themselves through the cracked wall to the south. And the fight was sort of on two fronts here. Eventually, after the battling going back and forth, I think it was Locke who made his way back and was then able to determine, aka made a successful check here, that the undead seemed to be remaining inside this room and were not coming out. So if an individual stepped beyond the threshold of this room, the undead completely turned their focus to other opponents inside the room, which left this conclusion as far as the undead seemingly can't make their way out. Why exactly that's the case, or if that's something that's temporary or permanent, is unknown at this time. But the group did indeed battle these skeletons and what turned out to be a shadow type figure, just a blackness essentially, that was hitching a ride into some of the player characters' shadows and attacking them. Eventually the group did manage to kill one of the skeletons, however, also lost Flint in that same exchange, and then managed to back away to the larger room where they defeated the zombies fairly easily, these corpse pieces, and then decided to make their way out after having suffered some strength drain and some damage, and of course the loss of Flint there. So as the group made their way back and came back into the main room, and then made their way up to the area where there is the ladder that goes up to the ruins instead of the first level. The group noticed that it was raining pretty hard outside, and they sort of just kind of looked around, seeing what they could see, and that is essentially where we left off. So quick recap, we had a pretty short session last time, so other than the battle, there wasn't a ton extra that happened, but is there anything anybody'd like to add?
Only an epitaph for Flint that he died heroically.
That's the way you want to go if you got to go. Absolutely.
That's right. On your knees.
Helpless. 0 hit points.
Still aware.
All right.
Being eaten alive.
Right. So group, we will rejoin the player characters here in action. So let's go ahead and get you guys back on the map. And you indeed find that it is still raining quite heavily.
Oh, the animation.
Oh, nice effect. Had I already checked
here and there?
Had I already checked outside to see if there was if there were any other creatures outside? I think I looked outside here and seen no red infrared shapes. Is that correct?
You saw many, in fact, but they were crows that seemed to be hanging on top of the walls here of the ruins.
Okay.
Any issue with me healing myself?
Do it.
You're casting a spell, I assume?
I'm thinking of it.
I'm gonna watch and see if the crows do anything while he does that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and go equip the shield. This is gonna be a 1-segment verbal spell. So no waving of the arms or that sort of thing. And then we'll test the new cast spell thing. And I'll do cure, and I'll click on me. And there we go.
Alright, so as you cast this spell using the verbal components to cast the spell, Elroy and Grax, as you're standing there right by the murder holes, you will notice that as the sound of the spell sort of echoes out from this space, these crows do indeed take flight, lifting up into the air as a big group, or a murder you might say, as they ascend into the air and beyond your line of sight.
Good riddance.
Indeed. All right, well, I'm going to lead us out of here then. Are we heading back to town?
I'm going to whack my ears here, just out of an abundance of caution.
Anybody else want to wax?
Elroy, you want to ranger sign me? Whenever you want to go.
All right.
Ranger sign.
Yeah, I'll flash him ranger sign to follow me.
Okay, that's the hang 10, by the way.
Is that icon on me not wax? If not, I do need to put the wax in my ear. I thought
It
I'd
looks
already
like
done.
we're waxed already.
Yeah, you should be waxed. You should also be delayed, by the way. I'd throw that on your figure.
If I don't see anybody following me when I get there, I'll go back and...
Wax coming.
I'm just looking for my wax.
He learned his lesson, but...
Well, someone's got to be able to hear to not be surprised, so...
Yeah, I figured that's you, and then I'll save you when you get waxed. Waxed in a different way.
Yeah.
Already probably pretty hairless.
Yeah, I think I meant it a different way than that.
Yeah.
Dwarves don't wax. Well, we do wax our beards.
No, I was gonna
Okay,
say.
and I don't see any raccoons hanging around.
You do not.
Because there were those raccoons that ate from the diseased body.
You see that there are chunks or pieces of the body of the black bear still there, but much of it has since been devoured.
Oh,
Don't
goodness.
give the GM any ideas.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, we want to hold up for Vether?
He's already neutral evil.
Where's Mother out?
He's stuck up in the tower.
I assume he's coming, just a little slower.
I'm the slowest one here, but it's nice to see someone else, taking up that role.
If a minute passes and Vether's not back, I go get him.
All right.
Vether,
Goes a group.
as earplugs.
Oh, there he is. He's here.
All right. Okay, cool.
We're all miming each other.
Okay, I'll lead them out.
All right.
Alright, you guys leave the area of the ruins here and make your way out into the forest,
Ew.
where it is indeed still raining.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it took a day and a half to get here. The last time we rested was not that many hours ago, I believe. So do we want to find a place to rest again, or do we want to just head on?
Oh, it's daylight now, and didn't we go in at nighttime?
Well, it's still nighttime. It's just there's no nighttime. It should still be nighttime anyway.
It is still nighttime, yes.
I think we should probably rest up till it gets light out and then travel in the light for Vether's sake.
Okay, then we'll find a good place to camp.
Remember, the best place is underground.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Stone walls around you.
Let's try to at least make it a couple 3 hours away from this place, though, if that's okay with you guys.
I'm a dwarf. I can go all day.
All right.
I don't know if that's true, but
Vether, Elroy, you guys okay with getting a little further away from the Citadel than 100 yards? before we camp?
Yeah.
Okay. Vether, I think you've got a lantern. Is that right? I'm gonna take my.
I have a lantern and a lamp. Right now, I should be using a lamp.
Okay. I'm just thinking if it's raining, maybe the lantern is reasonable. And so, Elroy, what do you think? 3 hours of travel through the rain, find a good place, and then bed down. Elroy, Bueller.
Just get the wax out of his ears.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just say he agrees. And okay, so that's what we do. And can we find some reasonable high ground?
So it sounds like you'd like to journey for a while, approximately 3 hours, and after that 3 hours, take a look around and see if you can find somewhere suitable to camp?
Correct. Yeah, and anywhere in that range, 2-3 hours from the Citadel, start looking for, a reasonable campsite where we won't get deluged and, something high ground and defensible if we can.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, you guys start trekking away from the Scarlet Citadel in a generally west or northwest direction, knowing roughly where the village of Red Tower is. As you guys make your way back through the woods in this current rain, it is pretty hard traveling. The ground has gotten quite soft from all of this rain, a lot of mud. There's occasional times where you're slipping or having to use the trees to aid yourself as you ascend these small hills and things throughout the trek. But after approximately 2.5-3 hours, you do indeed see that there is in this general vicinity some areas where there is higher ground. It's kind of rolling hills, you might think of it as, in this forested area. So yeah, there's certainly areas that you could bed down if you wish.
All right. I guess we'll do that. And let's just do, kind of 4 hours here, 5 hours in total, if that makes sense to you guys. That's enough time to for some of the spellcasters to get spells back. I'm just kind of looking at this. Yeah, maybe we've got to do 6 to do watches.
I've got one more heal left. I don't think anyone needs it though, unless Feather
yeah, I
got
think
hurt.
we're okay. And so and that's not a heal. That's some other spell. Is that right?
Right, it's command.
Okay, yeah. So keep a hold of that. Who knows which one of us will go crazy next time, right?
Right.
And then why don't we do I'll do first watch with Vether.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Tom.
Okay, good. Thanks.
And so I'm kind of thinking I'll do first watch with Vether, and then maybe Elroy and Grax. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Sure.
The main thing is, I think Elroy and Grax, you guys are both going to need 4 hours. So it looks like if we do a 4-hour watch with Vether and I, and then you guys do a 4-hour watch, then I think that'll work out.
And the rest of our travel will be back during daylight.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's
All
what
right,
we'll
well,
do.
wake us up if you have any problems.
And then, Vether, are you still waxing your ears while we're on watch?
Looks like it.
I guess. I mean, I don't see a reason not to.
Okay.
I,
I'm okay with that. Let's make sure you've got your lantern, and then you just need to make sure you stay within line of sight of me. Because if I start motioning, get your sword
okay.
out, and I'll be ready with a bow, and I'll try to hide in shadows. Bandit mail.
All right, well, I'm crashing out.
Okay. All right, so we'll do that, and
I'll have a little nightmare during the first hour of my watch, and I'll say, Flint, no, Flint, no.
okay, that's fine.
Grex wants to have a little ceremony for Flint. Say some words, even though he didn't have a full beard.
Yeah.
I'll refrain from sort of pitching Elroy, where I thought Flint would be backstabbing him. Okay. Does our watch end and we go to sleep?
So the Watchers first is both Locke and Vether?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm presuming then Elroy and Grax, you guys are actually finding this spot on the ground. You're using like a bedroll of some kind, and you're trying to actually get some sleep in?
Yes, I am.
Yep.
Okay, and Locke and Vether, as far as watch, are you like doing a perimeter? Are you staying as close to the camp where Elroy and Grax are as possible? Give me an idea of what you're doing.
I'll ask Vether to stay close to the two, and I'll take a perimeter, but still within 30 feet, so I can see them easily, even with the rain. But I'll reposition every so often. I call it, once an hour.
Okay.
I'll make sure Vether knows where I'm at, so he can keep line of sight. I want him watching me, at the edge of the darkness.
And Vether, you have a lamp or lantern lit this entire time so you can see?
Yeah, I think I'll use my bullseye lantern. I think it's a bullseye hood, whatever it is. I'll use my lantern for now instead of the lamp. I think the lamp is less protected from the elements.
Okay, so as this lantern is casting light out into the area, and you're sort of focusing it over towards Locke so that you can see him, and Locke, you're off in the distance there, relying on your infravision and sort of looking in the direction. You will be the first to notice, Locke, that at the maybe 50 feet or so from further east to you, so if you think of your companions being to your west, and you're looking out to the east as you're kind of just doing a scan on this patrol, you notice what looks to be gathering mist that seems to be rolling towards you.
Okay. I will get up and jog towards the group and wake people up, and say, "Get up, guys! Let's get out of here."
Do I have time to put my armor on? No, I'll just bring it with.
Nope.
Okay, I grab my stuff up in my arms.
Okay,
we're out of here.
Rush back, Locke, and you start waking your companions up. You now can see this mist coming from your west. And then as you look the south, and as you look the north, it seems to be ringing around you, getting closer and closer.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's get ready here and be careful.
I guess I'll shove my chainmail into my backpack since I can't wear it. This will be awesome. And I'll grapple for my my holy symbol at my neck because I'm going to try to turn the mist.
Okay. And I'll hold my trusty longsword and hold my shield, since I might not be able to see in the mist. We all go next to each other, if that's okay with you guys. so that we're all within 5 feet of each other and facing outward, but making sure that our backs are protected.
So
Has my strength turned in the time I was asleep?
If someone may want to see if they can get a torch lit, I'm not sure with this rain.
Yes, those of you that lost strength, your strength would be back by this point.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, I'll light a torch. That'll be my action. I'll pull it out of my backpack. It's dry.
Okay, so as you're doing that, rest of the group, you guys are essentially just bracing as this mist gets closer to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. As the mist gets closer and closer to you, and it seems to be coming from all directions at once and seemingly overtakes you, you hear the sound of the rain seems to whisper away, as though it's very loud for a moment, and then it is gone. The sound of the forest around you, the animals and so forth, that also seems to be gone. Everything is sort of trickling away from you. You can hear the sound off in the distance. First of all, it almost sounds like howling, and then you can hear the sound of snickering or perhaps a little bit of chuckling. And as the mist once again clears, you find yourself in a totally different area.
Wow.
I ask, has anybody read this book called Ravenloft?
No, but I've heard of it. It's a terrible book. You shouldn't read it.
Oh, okay. There's something.
Can we see the sky?
As you look upwards, you do indeed see the sky. It looks to be kind of open and much lighter than you were expecting from what it just was moments ago.
Am I still wet?
You are still wet.
I'm going to put my chainmail on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, if I got time, I'll put the skin mail on too.
For Grex and Elroy to get robed.
Was that real? Is this real?
Looks like it. Maybe there's some beds around here. We can get some sleep. Vither, you want to go get a delay icon on you. And probably a lantern.
I'm sorry, I never took it off.
Yeah, unfortunately, until we get your main token updated to always have that, for now you'll just have to add it.
Oh yeah, I can take care of that. I just keep forgetting.
Yeah, I know, it's just one more thing,
Yeah, exactly.
What's around us? We can see the sky, but what are we seeing around?
Yeah, so you're noticing that there's sort of a green wall to your south, and as you look at it carefully, Grax, it looks to be topiary. So think of this as being a shrub wall. You can see to your north, this area sort of opens up a bit. There are some fountains that you can see. The one closest to you, just within 10 feet or so, seems to have this sort of sparkling, effervescent water that seems to be trickling down it. Must be coming from the center of it. You notice that there is additional brush just to your west there, and you can see there is a bench to your northwest.
Nice.
Stinks of fey magic.
This isn't Ushlek's home. Are you guys all geared up?
I believe we are.
Elroy?
His armor's itchy. Hate putting it on over a wet Gambison.
Eelroy? Are you? Is your microphone working yet?
Looks like he's muted.
Technical difficulties.
Fine.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No idea why that's happening.
Okay.
Okay.
So we will follow you. I guess I'll go sword and board for now.
Have we had time to? We haven't had time to rest at all. We have not rested long enough to get spells back. I take it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's check for any immediate danger before we try to snuggle in. Looks pleasant enough.
I'll walk around this bench here. Excuse me, Elroy.
Sorry.
So, looks like to the south, maybe? Vither, keep up.
Do we want to check this whole area out before we go?
Not especially. Maybe once we figure out what this is all about, but getting whisked away is concerning.
Dead end over here.
Elroy, as you're making your way in this direction, you notice that there is, coming from this shrubbery, kind of seeping mist out of the shrubs themselves. It's not a thick accumulation. Think of this almost as looking similar to perhaps a bit of frost or something on the shrubs as it kind of brushes off towards you. As you make your way over here towards this dead end, you can feel the toll it's taking, sort of just moving through this area. As you see this, it's sort of like lowers your morale, you might think of it as, if you hit this dead end, and you will suffer 1 point of damage.
Okay. Guys, I'm being drained while I'm here.
Only in that area that you entered?
No, the mist is all around us.
But the rest of us are not feeling drained?
Good. Okay, there's a hallway here. I'm going to hurry, so stay on my tail, because I'm being drained as I go through these narrow areas.
Okay.
I'll kind of lunge to the end. Oh, we're in a maze? Oh, man.
Yeah, of course.
How can I tell how long it is before I get drained? Like, is it per minute?
So you don't feel anything actively happening to you right now, Elroy? You
Okay.
only noticed it when you got to the dead end.
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe avoid those areas. So look ahead before you walk. If you see frost on the plants.
Do I see frost ahead of me?
You do not. If you're keeping your eyes peeled, I will let you know if you spot any.
Grax, why don't you come up and watch my 6?
Is somebody mapping this?
Yeah, we are, because we have Explorer mode on.
Okay.
Looks like you got another area there, right, Elroy? Or you can see...
I can go further, yeah.
Yeah,
You want me to come back?
Well, the question is... Locke is doing some math in his head. He's not very good at it. But he tries to pretend, being the wizard, I have at least a 13 intelligence. Well, I don't know what this all means. But yeah, the question is, Elroy,
It turns to the left on the map or the right as I head down this hallway. So it turns to the west.
Yeah, to the west. And to the north there, Grax, it tees, is that correct?
Yeah, tees and then
come off to the right up there.
All right.
zigzag up to the right or northeast.
All right.
If the top is north.
Do you want to do a party vote on which direction we go? North or south?
I don't care.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. You want Elroy to still take point?
Vither?
Yeah, I'm just following. I don't care either.
Okay. Elroy, do you want us to kind of sit tight for a few more minutes here?
Someone should be in visual range of another person at all times. So if I'm going to go forward, I need someone to come to this corner.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is, do you want to wait for an additional minute or so?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Even 7 minutes? Just to
Oh, yeah, good call.
Yeah. So
Okay. If there's no mist coming out here, I'll rest for that 10-minute round to get my hit point back.
yeah, just we'll keep our eyes open. Be ready.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys want to try to relax here for a bit of time. So you're keeping your eyes peeled. That time eventually passes, and you realize, Elroy, you do not heal.
I do not heal.
I knew it. I think.
Okay, which way are we going?
Elroy, you want to lead ahead?
As long as someone keeps me within visual range. Are we going to the south here?
Yeah, why not?
All right. It does turn back up to the north.
Okay.
You want to have the party come and join us? Okay.
Yeah. We're moving just slowly.
This looks like it's going to be a dead end. Should I go and make sure?
We've got a dwarf here. Well, look before you leap.
Yeah, I'm going to look around the corner here before I go. Does it dead end? Yes, it does.
Okay.
Okay, it dead ends.
All right, Vitha, you're on point.
And did you scan it, or it you didn't have enough
I
time?
thought I was always scanning all the time.
Okay.
Is that true, Adam?
Unless you guys declare a scan check, I haven't been rolling a scan check, but if that's the rule, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
one else have a passive scan.
It's a passive.
Yeah,
so,
it's passive.
So, I mean, you can just tell us, whatever's there.
So essentially, anytime there's a potential for you guys to find something, it's an auto scan check at that point.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
And like I said, if you don't want to roll, you can just let us know what it is.
Yeah,
You're
that'd
right.
sure be easier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally easier. I mean, that's what we're about. Simplicity. All right, Elroy, let's go north.
All right. Wow, it goes both directions.
And right for Might.
All right, it's going to dead end there, but I'll peek around the corner.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it doesn't dead end.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Elroy,
It
as
does.
you make your way to there and spot the dead end, once again, this thought of being stuck in a maze and is there any possible way to get out of here? You suffer 2 points of damage.
2. So just from seeing it, I didn't even go to the last 5 foot square, correct?
You moved
You've
here.
now determined that once you see that it is truly a dead end, this is when the morale seems to hit you.
Can someone else peek in that other one then? Because I didn't get drained then.
What, you mean where Grax is?
Elroy, as you make your way to here and spot another dead end, once again, this feeling of dread intensifies as you suffer 3 points of damage.
Okay, I'm not at point anymore, guys.
Okay.
And I'm not going to get out of the way. I'll stay in the same square with other people. That's the only reason I moved.
Are you,
I'm at 10.
okay, so you're at 10. So, maybe,
It increases every time, so we got to share the lead.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got what? 1 cure spell and 2 potions?
I think I have a light one potion, and I've got a cure spell.
Okay. So
Ether should have a potion also.
yeah, and that's what I asked was 1 cure spell and 2.
A weak potion, I think it is, like 1d4 something.
Yeah, I got a diluted one as well.
So I'm not going to be at point for a while, guys. I'm feeling it too much.
Okay. So which way?
Is this in your head though, or is this real?
We don't know. And so do we want to go west or north?
I think we have to go north, right?
Okay. So Locke will move up here. All right. So I see a T up ahead to the north. So let's.
Every time you can see a dead end, it drains you.
Okay.
Oh, rude.
I guess that's the Let's
Incentive.
let's not see a dead end. All right. So
Okay, Locke, as you get to this point, you notice that the path continues to your east, to your west. You can also notice pretty quickly it's going to turn south just to your east there. You notice this black sort of thorny vines that stretch from the north to the south wall here, making this area difficult to traverse. You sort of eyeball it and you think, if you were really careful and maybe a little bit lucky, you might be able to slip past there, but doesn't seem to be any reason because it looks like it dead ends there.
If you're not getting drained by seeing a dead end, it might not be a dead end.
no, I'm 20 feet away from it, 25 feet away. So the dead end is over there.
Well, we see new stimuli now. Can we hack our way to it, or rather, can you hack your way to it?
Why don't you use a torch, burn it?
Yeah.
Good call. Did I ever finish lighting that torch? I guess not. I can finish. I'll light a torch now.
Burn it with fire.
So
as you light this torch, Elroy, you notice it's really strange. Typically what you do, flint and steel, you light a part of the torch and the flames just kind of stretch across the tip of the torch, and that illuminates it, of course. You notice when you light the torch here, it kind of just lights a small part, and you have to sort of turn the torch around in your tinderbox or using flint and steel. Essentially, you have to light it multiple times to get it fully lit, and it doesn't seem as though the flames ever spread across the tip of the torch. It's almost like each bit of fire or spark that you're hitting on this stays exactly where it is. It does provide light, but it stays exactly where it is, so you're having to light it multiple times. Hopefully that makes sense.
It does, and it's very frightening. Hey guys, I'm having trouble lighting this torch. I think maybe this area doesn't have that much oxygen.
I'm gonna pinch myself and try to wake up.
Yeah, good call.
You do not wake up.
Did I pinch him?
Be more specific. Where would you like? No, I'm kidding.
Pinch me, seriously. I want to wake up. I don't like it here.
pinch me.
Pinch me.
Pinch the dwarf. Okay, so
want to try burning that stuff once we get the torch lit?
Well, I would only burn it if I thought that there was some secret way to get beyond it, because the wall of the topiary stops 10 feet away from the dark
thorny vines.
Yeah, vines. And we just haven't gone very far in this area. And so, my thinking is I'm going to go ahead and move closer. So here, and just get an eyeball. So from here, guys, I can see about 35 feet to the south, the maze turns to the east.
Well, we haven't been any further east, so maybe that's a good way to go.
Yeah, so let's just slowly kind of traverse this maze. And so follow me.
Right behind you.
Beth, are you coming?
Okay, so now I can see 25 feet to the east, and 15 feet to the east, there is an opening to the north, which appears to not just be one hallway. It might be a room. It might be, a hallway that also goes east. and then 25 feet away, it turns south, which I'm thinking is good.
Well, you have to look down the hallway before you pass it, right?
Yeah, I'll look up the hallway right to the north as I pass it. But yeah, you guys, let's get closer together here. I hate for us to. All right. Yeah, so it looks like it's just a close-in hallway up to the north there. I can hear something.
I hear something. I hear dogs.
Yeah, I'm hearing some howling of the undead.
Don't say that to me, man.
Um,
Are we going north or south?
well,
I think south.
yeah. So let me look south and see if I get, as we call it, waxed. No. So it turns in on itself, and continues. So it's going to turn in on itself going west. There.
Okay.
I hate to give up this corner of the map, though. Right?
Yeah.
You know, we're in a maze looking for a way out. Now, I would say, if I were building a maze,
You want the entrance near the exit, right?
well, I'm not super sure about that. I mean, it's just this is the way that we're going is pretty, I would say, typical. You know, if you're going, you're going to see that north first, you know, and then you're going to go up that way. And, you know, is the exit really going to be in the upper right, you know, or are they going to make you traverse more of this thing to get out of here?
Oh, good point.
So I'm thinking we can come back, you know, I'm just going to go ahead
If we're not getting drained to do something, that's fine.
Yeah, so let's just see, you know, if they spent all this time working on this map, you know, growing these topiaries, then, you know, maybe we should go look around a bit. All right, so here we go. I'm going to look south. So there we are. So I can see 20 feet to the south, 15 feet, and it turns into the west, which is probably a drain area. And then it at the very bottom, it turns to the east, which is likely what we want. So I'm going to run over here.
I'm going to wait here.
Okay. I haven't been drained so far. Now I can
Did you
see
look to the west when you were passing that opening?
it naturally.
Yeah.
And it actually continues north, and then it looks like it turns to the east. So it kind of turns in around itself.
Then that's a dead end for sure.
Potentially. I mean, it could go south from there. So let's be careful about, you know, just giving up on that one. But to the west or east, sorry, I can see a hallway there. It looks almost like stairs down and into potentially some type of liquid, which is fun.
Yes, that is exactly what you see, Locke. A set of wooden stairs that leads downward into emerald green water.
That's
Does it look warm? Because I'm super cold right now.
Yeah, that's super fun. So I'll go ahead and move over. Let me click my guy. Okay, so lots of options up that way. So we've got going to the east, stairs leading down into beautiful emerald green waters. You know, I'm sure There's salted baths that would make our skin glow.
Sounds wonderful.
And then to the north, there is a hallway going east, and then right to the north of that, another hallway going east. So it goes up 15 feet. So I'm at least gonna move up here and look and see. Okay, emerald waters, nice.
Does any of this architecture look like it could be the stuff we've already seen at the Scarlet Citadel, except in a different time period?
Good thought. Looking around for any kind of thoughts of architecture, any comparables, I would say you haven't spotted anything yet that you think would match to the Scarlet Citadel.
We're keeping an eye out for that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any other symbolages, religious or otherwise, right?
No, not so far.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. As much as I love traipsing through, unknown depth liquids, in Banded, I think I'm going to go and see what's going on up in this other area here.
I'm going to wait here for you.
All right, Grax, can you come behind me just in case? We just need somebody that's brave.
Dude,
all right.
Throwing shade.
I've already been drained twice for being your point guy, like hardcore, so I'm taking a break.
Oh, all right. So that's not going to go anywhere, Grax. Let's go back down.
Did you get drained?
No. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Geez, I bet that these.
I'm willing to go in the water as long as there's a rope on me.
Yeah, we could do that.
You thought our strength had come back, Adam?
I'm sorry, was that a question about the strength drain?
Yeah.
Yes, your strength has come back.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'll update my character sheet.
Yeah, I don't like water. I'm kind of thinking, so that was that south area there was a dead end. I'm just thinking, the path to the west does not have water, and we don't know whether that dead ends anywhere. And
So you want to turn back?
How tall are these topiaries? I mean, is it 6 feet? Is it 10 feet?
Yeah, it looks probably right about the 10-foot mark.
What if we hoisted somebody up to maybe get a look over top of these things? Maybe you can
Usually
see
magical topiaries like that will drain you.
yeah, maybe I just want somebody to have a basket to catch the head. I am. The whole magical thing around this tells me that it's a test, and crawling to the top and looking across the Black Forest and hearing the Hobbit songs and everything, that's just not going to work. So so we can either go the water route, or we can go back and test that area to the west, is kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, we're not losing anything to look to the west, and we're almost certainly going to have someone drown if we go to water, so let's try the west.
Well,
Don't we have a little? We have a couple passages off this northern one, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
no.
Just past the water.
Oh, yeah, but I was kind of worried about those ending over there, Drax. So I'll back you up if you want to go look at them.
I'll take a look.
Okay.
That was the dead
As
end.
you step to the north and see this dead end to your east, you too feel this sort of drain effect as you wonder if you'll ever get out of here and suffer 1 point of damage.
Now the question is, do I go check the other one?
Your call.
You should have someone who's never checked one because the first damage is 1, the second damage is 2.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to walk past this dead end to get there.
Correct. Yeah, so you might as well.
Yeah, fair enough. You might as well.
All right, I'm gonna go one more past it. Oop.
Double despair. It leads nowhere. 2 points of damage.
All right, get back down here. Okay.
Hey, maybe we can rest for 4 hours here.
That's not such a bad idea, but again, the nature of these magical tests, I would guess that
It would drain us.
yeah, we would get stomped. Okay, so let's go. Let's just go look at the west, since we know we won't get drained on the way there, and see if that is going to be a little easier than the water route. I'm just sort of. I'm gonna step up this way because I feel like that's probably okay. Okay.
Okay, Locke, as you're traversing this area here, you can hear the unmistakable sound of frivolity, of partying, in fact, coming through the topiary to your north. It sounds like many people sitting together, cheerfully clinking glasses and drinking. You hear chatter, you hear chuckling, you hear just a complete merriment.
Okay.
It's an illusion.
Yeah. No, it's probably not, but it's probably also likely not good for us. Should we go clanking on in there? That said, if we get to the point that we're dragging
Without
around
other options.
Yeah, exactly. Because we may be able to interact with the denizens here and see if they would potentially give us some pointers.
I don't like this place.
So you've said.
Yeah, just in case you were wondering.
All right, I think it's worth me doing this. Okay. So up here, I can see to the south about another 20 feet.
I'm going to wait here.
And then it turns west.
All right, then I'll follow you one step. Has the vines gone any further to the... Have they increased behind us?
You have not noticed any change in the shape of the vines.
Okay.
As you get to this point here, Locke, you notice what seems to be a freshly dug grave to your southwest.
All right.
Better not be Flint in there.
Who knows? I mean, that might be the way out. In more ways than one. But not really thinking.
Victor's here.
The immediate thing is to start digging in there. Do I see a ranger pop his head out of the grave? No? Okay.
You do not know.
Okay, just checking. All right. So let's go this a ways.
So that was a dead end and you did not get drained.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see. So I didn't see any way out of there, but I was fairly far away. So it was almost like a room.
Ether, it's this way.
Now I am going to go ahead and step here, and then here.
Lock as you step to here and notice another dead end. 1 point of damage.
Okay, 1 point. So that was I was 15 feet away, and it doesn't matter. Okay. So let's go over here. Okay, yeah. Just my bar hasn't updated, but I changed it. So
Yep.
Didn't Elroy already check that way?
no, he came running back, and I think there's tears in his eyes or something. So Grex, well, Elroy, to the west, you did not run into a so if we went south,
that's a dead end that way.
oh, there is. Are you sure?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Hold on. Was I drained there?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't think you were.
Give it a shot then.
So you've been drained though multiple times.
I've been drained 3 times, and honestly, this maze I'm so turned around I can't remember.
I think it was here.
It looks like Elroy's both freezing to death
and here.
doesn't know he's got his strength back.
I think Elroy's were all on the west side.
Okay, that's fine. So if that's the case, then we really don't have a choice. We've got join the party or go the water route.
So as you're making this decision and chatting with one another, you hear the sound of a voice shouting from across the topiary. What might this voice say, Victor?
Hello? Where am I?
Hello?
Who's there?
Me.
Who's me?
My name is Elimar.
Elimar.
How did you come to be in this maze, Elimar?
I was adventuring in some woods. Where are you?
Be careful where you walk. There's a drain that's possible if you go to a dead end.
Can we tell which direction this Elimar is yelling from?
Sounds like it came from your south.
Oh, well, we know the way there, and that doesn't drain us, correct?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll say, Elimar, can you let us know where you are? Yell again.
Yell again. Hello.
Roll surprise. I win. Plink, plink, you're dead. No. Hello. My name is Locke. And this person...
I'm Elroy. Kind of down on my luck right now. Otherwise, it'd be nice to meet you.
His name is Elroy. Or the Roy, however you want to say it. How did you come to this place?
Well, I was adventuring in some woods here, and just so happened to... here I am. I don't know. I just appeared here.
Were you adventuring by yourself?
Aye. By myself.
That's dangerous, you know.
I try to... as a hobby, I should say, I like to hunt and gather. I was just out exploring, and here I am now. Excellent.
Do you also like to press wildflowers?
I love pressing wildflowers.
Excellent. So you said your name was Elimar, is that correct?
Aye, Elimar Tellin.
Which way did you guys go?
Oh, I cannot hear
we just went back in the room that we first came in.
When he calls this out, you wonder. No clicking on the map, you big cheaters.
Big cheaters, that's us.
because obviously they can't see your magical ding in the sky, right? So,
Yeah.
That's right.
Where are you?
I'm up by the
I
long
would say
corridor.
you are so far away, Grax. They do not hear you.
So there you go.
I'm gonna go to all the safe areas.
Do you have a friend who's lost?
Yeah, apparently we walked away without him.
Yeah, I've seen that from time to time in a couple of adventures here on Roll20.
Yeah.
Well, you look rather healthy. Why don't you come with us and we can find a way out?
You can lead.
Hey, why don't we follow you? We're
finding that if you go into a dead end, it drains you. It drains your morale and causes you physical anguish. I've done that 3 times. I can't do it too many more. It also increases. The more dead ends that a person runs into and sees, the more they're drained.
So, what sort of armor are you wearing, LMR?
Oh, you see, it's no, I'm just like gonna grab like a pinch of it. Studded leather.
Ooh, studded. Nice. Well, that's probably easier to face, a foot or two of water than the rest of us, perhaps.
Are you a good swimmer?
I can certainly try
Excellent.
to swim. I don't think I've ever. Oh, yes, I have swim.
Let's try to catch up with the dwarf.
Yes.
Well, with the name Elamar, you're of the sea, so I would think you'd be a great swimmer.
Yes.
I did.
Probably a good swimmer. And were those second set of scores really good? Just checking.
Oh, there's a dwarf.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Okay, someone else needs to take point. I'm not doing it for a while.
Yeah, I can take point.
Sorry.
All right. So my thinking is we have a choice here. Do we go join the party? Sounds a little sketchy. Or do we traipse through the water?
That sounds sketchy too, especially if you're short.
Party.
All right.
I think the water's a better choice.
One vote for party.
I say water.
I say
One
party
vote
too.
for water. 2 votes
Rex.
for party.
Drax likes parties.
And LMR, what do you think?
Oh, party.
Okay. Sounds like party to me. All right. I'm thinking of waxing my ears here.
Not a bad idea.
Well, just a couple of us, just in case,
Well, I'm not. I usually can hear, so I'm going to keep hearing.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Let's
not lose anybody, so go slow.
Yeah.
I'll keep my hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
Are we still have everybody?
I can see Elamar. I can't see.
Oh,
Nothing.
man.
I'll unwax my ears for a moment.
You're up.
Obviously we can go burn up these black vines and try to get to that end wall there, but and I would say even moving here, I'm not being drained by that dead end. And so does that tell us something? I'll go ahead and take the deafness.
That it might not be a dead end? Yeah, we can try it. You want me to burn the vines?
Yeah, but I think
I mean, this is the most obvious keep you in the maze that I've seen.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the actual answer, and that'd be stupid if we passed it up.
Yeah, well, it's only because I actually thought you had to get close to the
That's what I thought until it happened to me.
yeah, to the end. And I mean, I thought like within 10 feet or something, but I got tagged, fully 15 feet away. And so, the question is, or even more, in fact. Yeah, no, it's 15 feet.
Well, and are we sure I got tagged in that far one? There was a far one that turned back in on itself. To the far southeast?
Yeah, I mean, you got tagged 3 times.
I'm aware of that. That's why I'm not that's why I'm not acting terribly coherent.
That's why we believe that you were tagged twice with the first one and once with that second one to the west.
No. The one I was definitely tagged over here because I misstepped. I tried to get out of the way toward the water. I stepped in the wrong direction.
So you're saying that you did not get tagged here?
I don't recall being tagged there, but again, I'm low on blood right now. I don't remember.
Maybe it's because you guys are elves.
Yeah,
definitely lost for sure.
Mostly because of elves. Yeah.
I mean, you're despairing because you're in a maze or underground. Which one is it?
I'm freaking out. That's for sure.
Yeah. So why don't you at least inspect these vines and see if they're natural or something? I figure maybe a ranger would know.
Are the vines natural?
Based on a glance, they certainly seem to be. They're very sharp with thorns, so think of this as sort of like a razor wire type of deal. But yeah, it looks natural, maybe like a really thick area that you've seen in underbrush before.
Any tracks around here other than ours?
Are we standing on dirt or on stone?
It looks like dirt, but it feels like stone.
Okay. I'll point that out to everyone.
Are we making tracks in it, Elroy?
You don't see it?
Are we? Yeah, we're not.
Okay.
That would kind of defeat the purpose, right?
You don't know this is real, right?
Should I try to cut through these vines?
See what happens if you chop at them, I suppose.
I don't think it's going to work well.
Let's make sure we've got some oil in hand. Hey, Elamar, do you have any oil?
Yeah.
Maybe go stand behind Elroy and be ready to toss it down. Elroy, you've got some sort of a sword or something?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Do I have a sword? Good question.
And then
I have a battle axe, but I'd have to use 2 hands.
ooh. Well, that's definitely a chopping weapon.
All right. Let me get rid of the shield, and then I'll do a 2-handed chopping.
Do you have a torch in your hand? Is that what I remember, or was that Grex?
I did have a torch. I'll hand it to somebody else before I get the battle axe out.
I'll take it from you.
Put a torch on your feet.
As
Player menu.
Elroy hands over the torch to you, Locke, and you look at the torch, you realize this torch hasn't burned down at all. Like, there's still fire on it, but you don't see that it's burnt any of the material of the torch.
So nothing burns here.
Neat.
You want me to try to cut this now?
Yeah, give it a chop and let's...
Okay, I'll try to chop the vine.
Okay, you slash at the vine, and it takes a couple strokes, and you're able to sever a part of this. You notice, however, when you sever it, instead of it falling down like you would expect, it just hangs there in midair. So you can certainly slice through these, but they don't just fall, they just float.
Can you knock them away, or...?
And I knock them away with the side of the battle axe.
You can, yes, they move away.
Okay. I'm going to try to clear it to where there's a spot for someone to go through and get drained.
All right, we'll say you've spent perhaps 5 minutes or so here slashing through the centers of all these and then using the flat of your axe to sort of scoop them away and fold them against the topiary walls, and the area is now clear.
Okay, who wants to go get drained?
Hold on.
It'll be 4 on me if it's
Can we wait just a couple more minutes?
Yeah, I didn't get any healing. You're not.
Just put
What
in a
happened?
red mark so we know that those vines have been slashed open.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. And watch the vines. See if they like super regenerate back.
Yeah, are they?
You don't see any movement in them or any change.
Okay.
Okay, who's going to go check it out? Because I will be drained 4 next
we-
time I go.
Yeah. So after we've rested here, Adam, for a few more minutes, do I get a hit point back?
You do not.
Okay, just checking. All right. All right. So, do you want Elamar to go check it? Because
He's only going to be drained 1 if he goes. So yeah, you want to go to the end and see if there's any.
Down this way?
Yeah. He's and he's clearly a half elf. So
Is he?
Hide my ears. I don't know what a half elf is. No, I'm a half elf. Yes. All right. I'm gonna have my blades in hand as I walk through here.
good.
As you step towards this end, Elamar, you notice blending in almost perfectly into the topiary here is a very thin wooden scepter of some kind that is actually stuck into the topiary. You see at its head there seems to be a green gem, like an emerald.
I'm gonna sheath my offhand, and I'm going to reach with my left hand and kind of reach out to grab it.
It takes some effort to pull it out. Not that it's really strong, but you get the impression almost as though you are plucking a flower out of the ground.
Ah, nice.
So I have a wooden scepter with a green gem on top. Can I inspect it to see if there's any kind of writing or anything on it?
It is very finely crafted. You can see the way it is carved is very expertly done, but you do not see any writing on it.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, loop it, push it through my belt loop, and then pull out my blade again.
Okay.
Just kind of, I got it there, and then I'm gonna keep on moving. Just this thing. Point
Cool,
down.
maybe it's the key to get us out of here.
Well, let's hope so. Is there any kind of iconography on it though? It's just cool looking.
So think of it as like a stick that is very finely carved so that it's all sanded down really well and it has all of these ridges carved into it. And then near the end of what the stick would end at, instead is sort of a conclave area with a green gem embedded into it.
Yep. Okay.
Before you come back, could you just search that area, make sure there wasn't a door? I don't think there is, but
Yeah. I mean, can I
Sounds like a wand.
search? Yeah.
Yeah, can I search the area here?
Yep.
You search this area, Elamar, carefully, spending a bit of time, but find nothing else of interest.
Okay. Cool. Did somebody say wand? Oh, never mind. All right.
If that dead end at the far southwest did not drain me, which I totally don't recall, by the way, maybe there's another such item there, and maybe we need to capture a number of these to free ourselves. What do you think?
It's not a bad thought, but then that means potentially we go digging in a grave too. So that's traipsing through water. Which is great that this happens before we've rested.
I know.
Yeah, I just don't know how you would have been drained 3 times if that didn't drain you.
I think I might have been drained twice by the same thing.
Yeah, but you got drained.
Like I said, don't remember.
You got drained 3 times. So where would you have been drained the 3rd time? If not that area.
I don't remember. I'm not mapping, dude.
Yeah, well, we can see the whole map, so...
Well, if we're gonna meta, then I can... I seem to recall that it was down back the way we came here. I misstepped. Like somewhere down here. I'll point. To the south.
No. Yeah, you didn't get drained. You were already in the back once we came down that area.
Okay.
So I'm just saying I think that west area.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where you got drained and you came.
Carry on.
And at that point you were in the back going forward, right?
Sounds good.
All right, so I think the party voted that we're going to go to the party. The question is, we found this scepter. Maybe Elamar, you want to cover it up when we go in there, see how they react, and then if they start getting weird on us, uncover it.
Okay.
See if that makes a difference.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll I'll slip it somewhere easy to hide.
All right.
Dare I ask where that is?
You don't want to know.
It's.
I was actually thinking I was gonna shove it in the the rolls of my bedroll.
Okay, sure, that'll work.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and give the torch back to you, Elroy. Is that okay?
Yeah, should I put it out?
No. I think we're going to want some fire. I get the whole things are hard to burn here, but gosh, it's rough to
Have no fire, yep.
Yeah, okay, so here's the question.
So yes, once you step here again, Locke, you once again hear that sound to your north.
Yeah. So, all right. I think right for might. Although, I'm worried about it may just be a trap anyway.
Vether, are you coming?
Yeah, I'm, maybe we can get the unwounded guy to, take a look for us. I'm thinking the way to the east is the best way if you guys really want to go look for this party.
All right, so up into the east is where you want Elmar to go?
Yeah, only because he's
This way.
Yeah, super unwounded.
Yeah.
See if it's open.
Do I see him drained? Huh. Goes all the way up.
Okay.
Looks like it comes back around.
The sound of merriment is getting louder as you come around here, Alamar. You notice near the wall, and as you step to there, noticing the dead end, you feel the lack of confidence in ever being able to get out of here, and you will suffer 1 point of damage.
Ow.
You also notice here, right against the topiary wall is a sort of greenish glowing light. It's almost, think of this as like a really bright verdant green that clashes a little bit with the more dark green of the topiary next to it.
Can I search this area?
You got green to the north, so we got to go west, correct?
You're wanting to search this area, Elamar?
Yeah. You said there was a light.
I'm not.
Okay, yeah, so as you search this area, Elamar, you notice where this green light is coming from. It's almost as though you can see something past that. And as you focus your eyes just trying to look, see what you can see in there, there's just a very slight opening in the topiary here, no more than half of an inch wide. But inside you can see some light stretching forth. It looks like a large table. It looks like there's a lot of different sort of hard to discern shapes. They look vaguely humanoid, but as you try to look at any one of them, you can't really make out too much detail. It's just beyond this sort of shadowy, vague, transparent cloth in a way, just past this green material. And it looks like you could perhaps reach in or try to push in, but again, you're not sure if that's a good idea.
Okay, so it's like looking through like an old sheet or something. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go around this way, and I'm gonna look at Elroy and Lockett. I'll meet you on the other side.
We're gonna follow you, man.
Oh.
I'll hang out here. So it looks like we found our way into the party.
No, hold on. This goes all the way around.
It just goes all around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, I think if we go through that opening, that gets us to the quote unquote party. Now, is it a party that never ends? Is it something that is going to be good for us? I mean, that's the real question. Is that going to get us the hell out of here?
I for sure want to leave.
Well, and so it's a question. I think we asked the group, do we want to go to the party? Everybody said yes. So we're here. So do we just push through and go in to this area, or do we?
I thought this was a direct opening. This would be inviting ourselves to a party that we're not invited to.
Just listening in, can we do, some sort of a hear check to see if we can tell what languages are being spoken or any of that? I mean, I know we hear the clinking of glasses.
I would say as you spend a little bit of time here, you can make out multiple language. You can make out Common. I would say you also make out Elvish, along with some other exotic languages that you don't perhaps recognize exactly. They do sound somewhat airy or woody as they're spoken. Nothing that sounds harsh or guttural or anything like that. Very much a sort of methodical or musical kind of language.
Yeah. Not sure how much I trust the Fae in this area. Okay.
As much as you should trust them anywhere, which is not.
So again, now that we're here and we've learned a little bit more, do we push our way into the party and introduce ourselves, or do we go and try to go through the Emerald Water to the south? Elroy?
We're already here for the party.
Grax?
No party.
Grax?
All right, Grax is off for the party.
Beether?
Party.
Elamar?
Party sounds fun.
All right.
Okay, I guess then in order to get through here, do I find any handle or anything like that? Like a door, or do I have to push myself through the wall?
Yeah, there's this little slash in the topiary, or separation might be a better term, where this green, very vibrant green color is. It looks like you would have to push through. You don't see any door handles or any way of opening this section of the topiary.
Okay, I'm at about 2/3 of my health. Am I the one to push through, or somebody else want to do it?
See,
I'll push through.
one of the fighters. I'll
do it. It's fine.
I'll sheath my weapon though.
Oh, you want to go through?
No, I just want to go through. I'll have my weapon sheathed just in case.
Maybe touch that.
Okay, well, I'm
stick
going to have
to
a
it.
torch out when I go through, so I should go through second.
All right. So Elamar or Vether, which one are you guys? I'm gonna give it a try. Get our
Wait.
fires going.
Can I grab the scepter and try to like use it to get through?
There you go.
Good call.
Then we'll know how they react.
Okay, so you're
Are
making
you
your
gonna
way
come
over
back up
towards
here?
that north side, and you're going to try to hold the scepter out front and then try to push through this opening?
Yeah.
Okay, so Elroy, you watch in fascination as Elamar sort of pushes through this, and as his body's a little bit more than halfway through, it's almost as though he vanishes completely, but looking through that little opening and looking inside, you can see a new sort of translucent, shadowy, hard to make out the exact detail figure appears there, and you're squinting your eyes to see it kind of looks like Elamar.
Oh, shit. I guess I'm going to follow.
Okay, so Elroy will also do the same thing, and is everybody following behind doing this same deal?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, guys.
We all die.
Sound.
You die, she dies, everybody dies.
Oprah Winfrey of death.
All right, as each of you in turn passes through this strange opening and finds yourself where exactly you're not sure, you're sort of blinking your eyes, opening them, looking around, realizing you're back in the forest from whence you came.
Interesting.
And we
I'll
still
check
have
and make
that
sure our
scepter?
tracks are still here. Do I find our tracks?
You do, yeah. So this looks to be much the place you left it. You notice it's no longer raining and it is daytime. The sun is streaking down and lighting up this little glade that you are currently in around.
I'll point that out to everybody. This is where we went in.
Okay. Yeah.
Am I still wounded?
I hate this forest.
You are.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe you guys can heal up now.
Yeah, we had one cure left. Who do you want to hit it with?
Well, no. What about the take 10 thing? Maybe that'll work outside of that dungeon, whatever it is.
The 10 rest?
The rest, yeah. It didn't work inside. It may work now.
Oh yeah. No, I think you're right. I think we'll wait and rest 10 minutes. Do we see that we heal a point?
You all do. Those of you that are wounded were wounded inside there.
Good thought there, Vether. Much appreciated.
Does
Yes.
anybody, based on this series of events, draw any conclusions from this that perhaps they want to discuss with their team members?
It might be a safe place to rest if we don't go wandering. Oh, hold on. No, we wouldn't get the benefit of having rested. Because it's outside of time.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking
Okay.
for there, to see if anybody picked up on that. So based on what you just said, they're outside of time. You notice the way the torch was burning, it wasn't burning. The way the things did not fall, it seemed as though no time passed while you were inside this topiary maze.
So if we need to escape and not have time pass, then we need to run into mist.
We should, now that we have a chance, we should take a better look at that stick.
Yeah.
Scepter.
Oh, do you still have it?
You do, Elamar.
Yeah.
And as you pull it out, as you were holding on to it, so it'd be blank or straight in your hand at that point. Yeah, it's, in the light here, again, very finely crafted. You don't notice any changes to it at all. The first thought when you look at it is probably, wow, this is very beautiful. And your second thought might be, this might be worth a pretty penny to the right buyer.
Good, because we didn't get much treasure yet.
Well, do we want to rest and get more hit points back, or continue sleeping or not? I don't like this spot.
Yeah, what time of day is it, Adam?
Yeah, who picked it?
The light is coming down from the sky. It's hard to say exactly. You guys know that you rested at some point at the night. It is morning now when you're back here. But yeah, you're looking around. You would guess it's sometime probably early or mid-morning.
I say take advantage of the light. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's go. I don't like these woods.
Yeah, that sounds good. I would say, Grax, if you're okay, we should go ahead and use that one cure on Elroy. We've still got the 2 potions to, get someone that gets totally clocked, but...
Yep, I'm only down 2, so it's not really worth it, but he's down 5. It's probably worth the cast. All right, and you just...
And so what you do is you click your token, you click cast spell.
Well, we could rest for another hour and not waste a spell.
Well, you don't get any more hit points past that first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, hell that then.
Yeah. And so Grax, you click your token, you click cast spell.
Yep, got it.
You'll see a cure, and you click cure by that spell, and that means you're using it to spontaneously cast.
Yep, it's way easier than the last way, and I did it already.
Thank you.
Pretty intuitive.
All right, I normally roll those in the clear, so for whatever reason I've got it whispered, so I'll fix that.
Are we making it back to Red Tower?
What was that, Adam?
I said it looks great though, from what I see.
Yeah, it worked. It's simple. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's nice and clean and polished.
Yeah.
Let's get in there.
So we're headed back to Red Tower.
Yeah. Let's get me some new armor.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Well, yeah, let's get Elamar some real armor.
Yeah, that too.
All right, guys. Well, with your fun, exciting times in the topiary maze, you find the rest of this approximately little over a day journey, since you already spent 3 hours, very uneventfully so, as you make your way through the woods all the way back to the village of Red Tower. So just as a reminder, giving you guys the region map of where you're coming from. Is there anything in particular during this journey you would like to try to accomplish, or anything other than just making as quick as you can to be back to Red Tower?
Well, since given taxes, since I'm aware of taxes, do we want to all come in together? Because we've got 4 tax-free days returning to town. I assume they're going to stop us and go through all of our stuff. Do we want to...
Yeah, it was pretty clear that was a group thing. And that everyone in the group had to throw in, or the entire group was...
well, there were 4 of us that paid, and that does not include...
Elamar. That's the only one that might be subject to being different. But...
Elamar, have you been to Red Tower before?
I have not.
Okay, well, this is his first time. If you want to hand over, I don't know how you feel about this, but since we've already been taxed, we're not going to be taxed for bringing that wand in. But you've never been here either, so you probably won't either. So
I'm just saying, no matter what he found, I mean, as long as we're carrying it, we shouldn't be taxed on it, right?
Correct. If we're carrying it, but I don't know if he wants to part with it. He's the one that found it.
Yeah.
Well, we're splitting everything anyway, correct?
Yeah, that's my intention.
Correct.
I've got 2 Corellians that popped out of those eyes.
Yeah, but we paid, since we paid for one more than we have, I'll just go in and change the name to, instead of Flint, it'll be you.
Correct.
Yep. Who's Flint?
Ironbeard. He was one of our friends that didn't quite make it.
He perished.
He is the guy that saved us.
He did save us.
So when we go in, we're definitely gonna make him a little headstone and work with Priest Rao to do all that. Hopefully the paladin's there, because We could really use a paladin in the party again.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to trade off any equipment? Do we want to? I don't know how things are going to go in this town, so.
Yeah. I think it all makes sense. I'm gonna give the scepter to Grax because he's a dwarf and dwarves are cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll hold it.
We all agree.
Dwarves are cool.
Yep.
Starting to like half elves too.
Dwarves are cool, and they don't resist sleep. We like that. Okay.
So then we'll enter town. Are we going to enter town with him or just meet him once we're in town?
I think I should come in with you. If they even question it, then I'll pay the taxes.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, whether it's Grax or him, I mean, we're liberating folks. We're saving people. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to look up that. One thing, see if there's the reward for me getting rescued was, I'm hanging with you.
Nice.
That works.
You made a dwarven friend.
Yeah, well, I mean, and who knows? You may have a whole clan that had a reward or something.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge at him.
Right.
All right, so why don't we just go in as a group to Red Tower? And let's just get this thing going.
All
Yeah.
right. So you guys continue traveling, having spent that a little over a day of additional travel, slept out one more time, and then early the following day, you do eventually make your way back to the village of Red Tower. So you can think of it as being somewhere around, 10 in the morning, something like that, as you guys make your way in from the east, which will have you coming in, and we'll definitely need to get a new party representative here on our map, so I'll do that real quick. But you guys will be entering from the east, so why don't we just give Elmar the honor since he's the new guy?
Yeah, definitely not me.
Alright, so there we go. So you guys are entering from the east, so as a reminder, this map is slightly directed differently, as north is actually to your right, so you're coming in from the east as you make your way back to the village of Red Tower.
I've never been here. What is that?
Did we get a chance to prepare spells again then, Adam?
You would have, yes.
I don't think I can do it without my token on it.
If you want to drag them on right now, just go ahead and do that and then remove them. You could certainly do that.
Yeah.
There's no dynamic lighting or anything on this. You're not going to spoil anything, so.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? I think Mr. Tax Guy, if he wanted to find us, he'd find us. But let's go get rooms at the tavern, see what is going on in the town, see what the news is, and
Sounds
then
good.
Once we've got
I'm gonna get detect magic to cast. I'm gonna get detect magic to cast on the stuff we got.
Yeah.
Oh, I was doing the same thing, but either way.
And then, and then once we kind of get a lay of the land on the items, maybe hop on over to the church and see if our buddy, the paladin, is there and whether he arrived okay and all of that. And then see if they'll help us with the items, maybe.
Okay.
All right, so as you guys are coming back in and making your way down this path across these farmlands, a couple quick notes. This building here that some of you asked, or at least one of you asked, what is that? You will notice this looks to be some kind of a shop, and there's actually various animal furs that are hung up outside. Looks like they're curing or have already been cured, and they're a little bit on display. It looks to be some kind of a tanner or a furrier here at the edge of the village.
Boy, I wish we... I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Boy, I wish we had some wolf pelts to sell.
I was waiting for that.
As you continue making your way more towards the village proper and begin crossing that bridge, two things stick out to you here. You notice a thickly muscled older woman, perhaps in her late 40s or early 50s, over in this direction here. You can see she is just actively pounding away at some metal outside this smithy, and you notice that there is a small sign made of metal hanging above it that says Agnesica's Smithy, which you presume that there is Agnesica.
What a name.
Is there any armor on display?
There is, yes. In addition to weapons, you can see that there are horseshoes. You can see there are some spikes for like pitons or other bits like that. All different sorts of odds and ends that you sort of glance at as she is out here working the forge. Also, you're going to take in another individual who is standing just next to this building that you guys are coming across right here. This building is fairly large and it looks very red. So as you're looking at it, it is not pure red, but you do notice it is like a deep crimson color, but there are still some stones that are sort of like a regular stone-ish color of this building, kind of odd in its design. And you notice as you're getting closer, there is a halfling standing out front who is sort of eyeing the tower up and down. As your group begins to cross the bridge and cross this way, she turns to just glances at you.
And so this red building, you might call it a tower?
A red tower?
You might indeed.
So that's where they got the name Red Tower. It's interesting. Would we like to stop at the smithy?
I'd like to see if they have any dwarven banded mail.
Okay. So I guess we're going to the blacksmith.
All right. As you make your way over to the smithy, yes, you notice the woman here, red of hair, and you can see she is just pounding away at some metal. As she sees your group approaching, she puts her hammer down and looks up towards you. Welcome. What can I get you?
Oh, wondering if you had any dwarven banded mail.
You see she looks around. Do I look like a dwarf?
I was waiting for that.
Not really.
I'm sorry, you don't have any dwarven customers.
Not really here, no, but I consider myself a craftswoman. I can make you almost anything.
Huh. I'd definitely be in the market for some better armor.
Banded mail, you say? I could do that, but you look a little... And you see she kind of eyes your body here. Grax looking you up and down. Probably have to add some to a standard suit, buff it out a bit, get for that bulge in the front.
You mean my chest? I'm fairly well fit.
You see she kind of raises an eyebrow. She looks at you and just kind of does an eye roll. Would you like me to get that started for you? We'll need a down, deposit to do the work.
I just wanted to make sure she could do the work. I'm a little light on coin till we settle up, but...
And as you say that, she says, no coin! And she just grabs her hammer and bing! You just hear her start pounding again like she's completely disregarded you, Anna.
We should go to the tavern.
Yeah. See if there's any other armors in town. I don't like this one.
Dang.
I'll look at the halfling and nod at her. Good day.
You notice that she looks up towards you with this fairly large smile on her face. Hello there, how are you?
Well, hello to you. I'll grab all my pouches with my hands and step back.
You notice she gives you like a friendly wave and she says, Mags half bottle. You are? She does not seem to have noticed this at all from you, your little display of stepping away.
I'll say, are you a fan of the architecture then here, Mags?
Oh, well, once you hear the stories, it's just so amazing. You have to come and look at it and you realize just how many,
Oh, yes, exactly. How many? How many what?
And you see she puts her hand to her face and gives this little chuckle and she says, you haven't heard the stories then. Oh, don't be shy. You can ask. Well, They say that this tower used to all be standard stone, but every time an adventurer died in the Scarlet Citadel, they replaced one of the bricks with a crimson one. And well, look!
Oh, look, it's, are you sure you didn't get that backwards?
Do they have names on the bricks? I'll go and look at the bricks.
Yeah, so as you get closer, you do indeed notice on some of these, some of them look like they're so faded away with time that maybe there was writing there at time. But yes, there definitely is some writing of names on the bricks.
No. Well, we'll have to take a rubbing of flints. See if we can find it easily.
I'm guessing it's one of the smaller bricks. Because he wasn't that big.
She sort of chuckles once again and says, "Oh, don't worry. It's almost like it knows. Or, well, they say that there's an artist around here that knows and always does the bricks. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one already there for your friend. You said his name was Flint?"
Oh,
Yes.
Yes, formally.
You see she puts her hand to this little pouch at her side, pulls out these very tiny spectacles, puts them on her eyes, and you see she just starts moving across the stones. The newer ones seem to be over in this area, and you see she's like tracing her finger, trying to reach up, but she can't quite reach. And then you see she taps like near the edge of her reach. Yep, there it is. Flint and gear pockets.
No.
Aw.
Anyone have any chalk?
Yeah, I'll do a rubbing. I've got chalk.
Yeah, Greg
I
says
don't like
chalk.
this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's magical kind of stuff going on.
There you go. So we'll take a rubbing then to our friend, and perhaps retire to the tavern to drink in his name.
That is grotesque.
Good, I could use a drink.
Well, bye then, she says with a big smile and a wave. I hope I see you and not your name.
Mag,
Yeah, indeed.
Good to meet you, Max.
nice to meet you, Mags. I do have one question.
Yeah,
my
what
name-
is it?
My name is Elimar, by the way. Hopefully you don't see my name up there. How exactly do they know who perishes inside?
I
The
know,
Scarlet Citadel.
right? That's what we always wonder. There's different rumors. Some people say that the tower just knows. Other people say that there's this artist and, well, he knows everybody and he always updates the tower, but I've never seen anybody. I think it's got to be magic, right?
It's magic and it's gloating, and I don't like it.
It must, and this artist, was his name Ushlek, by the way?
No, I don't know that name. Who's that?
Oh, I don't know. I just made it up.
Oh,
Okay,
don't be
good.
silly.
Hey, do you think there's any advantage to me casting a detect magic and scrying on this tower? Or do you think it's going to make me blind or something?
Probably a waste of time.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. All right.
There's got to be.
I mean, if we can't find your name on it, then we'll use a detect magic and see if we can.
Okay.
So we're going to the tavern or the town hall first?
I think the tavern, there's no reason for us to go to the town hall, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, I forgot. And you see she kind of rushes up to you. If you're new in town, feel free to swap by the Sweet Sat Brewery. I'll give you the first drink on me, okay?
Sure.
Sounds good.
She
What is
points over to this building known as the Sweet Sat Brewery. And then she does let you go with a smile and she walks away.
Perhaps we stop at the brewery first.
Yeah.
As she walks away, I'll sort of take my hands off my pouches. All right.
That was totally racist, by the way.
So racist.
Not cool.
Be better. Be better.
I'm a half elf. I'm supposed to be. All right. So,
I thought she was super nice. I appreciated her help.
yeah, she does seem to be nice.
Yeah, it's going to give us free beer. Well, how much? Yeah, we should go somewhere where we can sit down and discuss how we made out.
Good call.
Okay, as you make your way over to the brewery, you realize it's close proximation here to the Cage Tavern and Inn. This isn't really a place you can stop and drink, but you can certainly purchase any of the drinks here. But as you make your way up, you notice Mags rushing up, not realizing you were coming that quick. But as she does, she yells out, "Remy! Remy!" And you see this plump little halfling turn the corner from inside of the brewery and makes his way over toward you all. After a brief conversation here with Mags, as he turns towards you, "Oh, free one on the house. Yes, of course. Welcome to the village. And, well, I'm sure you'll find our mead to be most satisfactory."
Let's see if it measures up the dwarven ale.
And you see he looks towards you and kind of puts a hand towards his chin. "Well, our mead is much sweeter than your ale, but I think you'll like it. It has quite the fragrant, flowery taste." And you see he starts looking through these various casks and looks at one of these smaller ones and picks it up, looks at all of you, and says, "This should be enough for each of you to have a full drink." And you see he hands over a small cask here, and you can hear the liquid sloshing around inside it. And you see he points over to the Cage Tavern and Inn. "If you haven't been there yet, you can head on in. They're more than happy to allow those that buy my mead here to drink it in the tavern."
Well, thank you very much.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's go have a drink to Flint.
Yeah, let's go and drink some cheap ale and sell this stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? Get some XP. All right.
Okay,
So-
do you guys want to make your way over to the Cage Tavern and Inn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, as before, you've done this once before, but you remember the entrance actually goes through this sort of bone cage, this sort of rib cage to get into the entrance itself. And as you make your way and open the door and head on into the Cage Tavern and Inn, let's go ahead and pause and take our 15-minute break here, guys.
Sounds good.
Sounds
So you're
good.
back at 15. Alrighty, folks, we are back on the second side of our session here, and the group is currently in the village of Red Tower, and they have just walked in the Cage Tavern and Inn, and are enjoying, I presume, likely their cask of mead that they were just received as a gift from the brewery here in the village.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, so I presume you're sort of sitting all around like a bench, a booth kind of situation where you're all gathered around here. You notice there are several other patrons here in the Cage Tavern and Inn. The proprietor, who you've met, I believe, once before, you notice he is behind the counter, and there's actually a woman that has somewhat of a resemblance to him behind him, or behind the counter as well, nearby him. You presume this might be like a family relative, something like that. There's a few waitresses kind of making their way around as you tap this cask for the mead, and they're happy to give you some glasses here, no charge, so you can fill up your glasses from the cask. It is this sort of dark amberish color of a mead and has a very fruity scent to it. As you first taste this, it's a pretty strong alcohol taste, but it is very much covered by this sort of fruity apple kind of taste as well. So I imagine if you're someone that enjoys wine, you might like this. If you're someone you're more of an ale person, then this is probably not too much, not among your favorites.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on this.
All right, fair enough. No honey mead there for our fighter.
Well, in the spirit of diplomacy, Grax will drink his share. Man, I gotta know about
I like that very much.
these halfling cultures. Not bad little brewers.
Yeah, I think Loncalep's staying for now, but if there's the ability to get the proprietor over to ask a few questions, I think that might make sense.
So let's see, most of you guys are new arrivals here, or basically everybody's new arrivals, so I don't think any of you know too well, but I will say that as you sit here drinking your mead or abstaining one way or the other and kind of watching, you notice he does not leave behind the counter. People go to him. He has this sort of stern posture in a way that, sort of Brooks no nonsense kind of guy, and it looks like people certainly go up to him and are asking questions. You notice things are being handed from behind as though purchases are being done here. You've certainly heard rumors around the village that this guy has access to a bunch of different odds and ends, and he's known to be like a I guess you could say a proprietor or provider, more or less. He provides things for adventuring folk, particularly. Like he's got almost like a little stock of supplies that they may find useful.
That's right. We bought some stuff from him after we went all the way around the village, and he told us, "Oh yeah, you could have bought that there."
That is right. Yes, good memory.
Who's got a good charisma?
I have a 16.
I thought I was good. I got a 15, but 16
I got a
trumps
13.
me.
All right. You want to go talk to him, see if he'll look at our stuff?
Oh, you want him to appraise our things?
Yeah.
Should we not detect magic on everything first?
Yes, we should.
Well, whether we do it before or after he tells us what he thinks it is, who
Let's
cares?
do it before,
Yeah.
because then we'll know what's magical and what we're trying to get, what we're achieving out of.
Detect magic. Well, I guess we want to probably get a private room before we do that, right?
Yep.
Nobody's going to see you detecting, right?
Yeah, well, not if I'm in a private room.
They'll see him casting the spell. They won't know what it is necessarily, but everybody can see you cast the spell.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to want a room for tonight anyway, so I'm going to go get a room.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, Adam, I'm going to take a look at that green gem in the Corellian, see if I can get an idea of how much they're worth. Is it
the
dwarf?
Carnelians and then the green gem in the stick that Elamar has?
Yeah, well, mostly just the gems. I don't know that I would know about sticks and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to get a room for the night, and we'll go upstairs and we'll detect magic up there.
Yeah. And I'll take a look at the stuff too. I mean, being a merchant, I think I sell odds and ends all the time. So your call whether I can appraise any of it.
Yeah, you might have a rough idea for some of these things. As far as being a merchant, do you have like a specialization of a merchant? Do you deal in a particular type of good or a wide array of goods? I mean, is gems one of the things you think your background would be involved in?
Well, I think so, only because, in High Folk, where I'm from, we deal with the gnomes in the Yatil Mountains all the time. So I'd say, we see our fair share of gems coming through.
Okay, fair enough. So, yes, Elroy, as you head up and speak with Ambrosi, looking to get room here for the night, he's happy to rent you a room for 2 gold pieces for the night.
Okay, I'll pay him 2 gold.
He accepts that, hands you a key, and you're pretty familiar with the establishment, so you know the rooms are all upstairs. There's a flight of stairs near the front of the establishment that takes you up and has a whole row of rooms up there. So it's easy to match your key to the room and head on up there and find yourself in a fairly comfortable looking room. Nothing overly elegant, but it gets the job done.
I'll go back and wave everybody up.
All right.
So we can cast detect magic on all the stuff.
I'll go up there with Elroy. Kind of interested in him casting a spell. Like, I've never seen that before.
Okay, fair enough. So you cast detect magic, so go ahead and burn that slot through the script.
Okay.
So you're in the room. I assume the door is closed. This is a fairly loud establishment, especially now, right? There's a lot
We'll
of
do
people.
it. We'll make sure everybody's up here with all the stuff that we found.
Okay.
There's still that. I'm carrying that. The Morning Star that was off the Red Orc. And let me cast that spell now. I need to pull a token on here real quick. Okay. All right. Okay, I cast it.
Okay, casting detect magic. So I seem to recall you guys did this once before. Am I mistaken?
No.
We did it once before in the woods. It was Grax doing it.
We did it because that's how we knew the dagger was magical.
Right. And I believe at that same time you discovered, or if not, you will discover now, that the amulet is magical, and I'm hoping that was not also on Flint. Who has the amulet?
No, I have it.
Yeah.
He was trying to turn people with it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right, of course. How can we forget that? Yes, that was the night of the amazing turn rolls. But yes, the amulet is indeed magical.
What about the Morning Star?
The Morning Star is not magical, no.
What about that? We found an amulet hidden in a cell, or no, a brooch that had 2 stones of 5 left in it.
Also not magical. Yeah, that brooch was found in the cell that you think that red orc came from.
Yeah. Okay.
What about the sticks? The stick with the green gem.
That is also not magical.
Huh.
Oh wow.
Figures.
Anything else? What else do we find? Anything?
In the and I think you had said that the amulet was strong magic according to the cleric version, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
That sounds familiar, but I'll double check that. Feel free to continue on, but I'll double check that.
Okay. It just means it's permanent. It's a permanent magic. So that's basically the
treasure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong / strong.
Yeah. The gems could be worth a good bit, but yeah, I think understanding what this amulet is, and the thinking is, maybe show it to the proprietor here, but then also see if the priest of Rao might recognize it. It's got that sun symbol on it. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing a sun on it.
Yes, actually, I think we have a handout for that one in our special items section, so I'll pop this back up so you guys can see it.
Yeah. Looks like a holy symbol of fire near someone.
Yeah, it looked like it to me, but it did not work as one. That's for sure.
Yeah, just not for Palor, I guess. Too bad for you.
Well, we would need to sell it anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm glad it didn't work if we were going to sell it. So
yeah,
although it would have saved Flint. All right. So you guys okay with showing all this stuff to
yeah,
the guy? Elroy,
does anybody have any magic auras on them while I've got the spell going? Does anybody glow as if they're affected by a permanent spell or a temporary spell?
None that I'm aware of, unless they have something special that I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
I mean, Elroy had a dream once, but hopefully that's been faded away.
Yeah, I'm not affected by any ongoing magic, am I?
Oh no, I was talking about Locke. Sorry, I meant Locke.
Oh.
No, you don't see any auras of red fish floating on Locke.
Okay. Though after that mead, maybe pink elephants.
Nice. Okay, so I guess we'll go from the room. We'll ask the bartender if this is the appropriate. Does he mind looking at some stuff that we found and telling us what he thinks, or is that something to be done in private, or what?
So you actually have to wait in a little bit of a line here. There's like 2 people in front of you, and as you kind of just sidle up there in line and wait, you notice the first person kind of comes up, and you see he opens this cloth, and you hear the sound of like small rocks or pebbles kind of connecting with the countertop, and you hear this guy saying, well, what are they worth, Ambrosi? And you see he looks it over and he nods towards them, wraps these up. You see he walks to the back. A couple minutes later, comes over, and you hear him chatting with the guy, and they discuss a price. You see he takes possession of these and hands him over the gold. So you get the impression that this is more than fine doing this kind of business here. The second person, fairly similar, but they're appraising this small pick. And you notice Ambrosi just kind of waves it off and not interested in the slightest. And then when that person leaves, he points to you to approach.
I approach.
What do you?
And I'll show him the amulet first.
You see, as you set the amulet down, he looks at it and then raises his eyes and looks towards you, and he says, "Where did you get this?" As he taps it.
I found it in the bedroom of an evil an evil priest. Oh, well, at least a follower of an evil god. It was in amongst other treasure pulled from dead bodies, tortured dead bodies.
You notice he nods, and you see he pulls out from his side sack here this small glass, like eyeglass, and puts it.
Oh, cool! I got one of those too.
Yeah, you see he starts looking at it very carefully, very finely, sort of putting it around in his hand and that sort of thing. And he looks back and he says, "Yes, well, I think the church would probably want this. To be honest, this goes back some years, but if you're willing to sell it to me, I could buy it from you."
How much would that be worth?
I could give you. How's 800 gold sound?
Well, I'll keep that. Let's put a pin in that, and let me see about the church just to make sure I'm not offending anyone. Are you talking about the Church of Palor, or are you talking about the Church of Rao?
You see, he puts a hand at his waist here for a moment. He looks towards you. He says, "Are you trying to lowball me, son?"
No, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't do anything morally incorrect, sir.
Morally incorrect. Well, there's a whole lot of dangerous areas there. The church I'm referring to is the Church of Palor. This is an amulet that has some significance in their history, but I don't think you'll find any representatives of the Church of the Palor here in the village, so you'd have to go a distance.
Except myself.
Oh, are you an academic for Palor? Are you familiar with the lineage and history?
Oh, no, not that.
Well, then I don't know what...
Are you?
Are
you?
Not an expert by any stretch, just enough to recognize this, to be honest.
Well, let me pass it by my party and see what they think.
Fair enough.
And I'll get back in line when I'm done.
He gives you a nod.
Okay, I'll excuse myself. I'll let them know.
Could you just show them the rest of your stuff?
I wanted to get a word from you first.
Aren't you a priest of Palor?
Well,
yeah, but I don't know anything about the history of this item.
I think the showing him the gems might make sense, right?
Yeah, I can do that. If this is only worth 800, is it worth me keeping it since it is of Palor? I think we need the money more than we need objects, but...
Well, hold on to it.
Does it make you turn undead stronger?
Yeah, that's it. Just hold on to it until we can...
Yeah.
Do we have anybody with an identify spell?
No.
No, but I do think that even still, the Church of Rao may help us.
Okay, well let's compare. Let me get a pricing on everything else.
Yeah.
And do I think he's going to be pissed off if we get pricing but don't sell immediately?
You get the sort of impression, based on his tone and what you've seen people doing here, he doesn't like you trying to play him against other shopkeepers. Like, if you want to sell it to him, he's going to try to give you a fair price, at least that's what he's telling you. And he thinks if you're trying to lowball him, that would be kind of like, dirty pool playing.
Okay.
That does make sense, because he could be like, well, how about I just charge you for appraising stuff?
Yeah, so for us...
Why don't we appraise our stuff first?
Yeah, it's more about, is it worth keeping because the magic is such versus selling for 800, and that's I think
that's my thing.
Yeah,
if it allows you to turn undead at 3 levels higher, then it's worth more to us than selling it. But if it's like, yeah, this is really pretty, but it doesn't really do anything.
Well, so appraised, it's going to be less than 200 GP or GP and XP each. So if we sell it, it's not worth much. That's going to change anybody's current situation. What is the value of the rest of the gems that we can appraise without it getting outside help?
And I'm assuming, Locke, you said you wanted to have a first look at these, so you probably did that up in the room?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so based on your saying you think your character would know reasonably within the price of gems, I'm going to ballpark it because I think like exact values would be really challenging. So I would say you know that these carnelians are worth in the low hundreds each. And as far as the emerald gem in the stick, you would have to get it out of the stick because it's really embedded in there. But if you separated it based on its size and clarity, you think it's probably worth somewhere in the realm of maybe mid-hundreds.
So I think it's it's worth showing it to the proprietor here.
Show it to him. I gotta sell to him. You understand, right?
And that's fine. And that's what I'm saying is, let's trust him on not, totally taking us. And let's get the cash that we can. Because that
You also
cash
want to do the brooch.
The cash will directly translate into XP.
Okay. Do you want to look at the brooch first before we go down? It's got 2 gems left in it. It's a brooch we found in the red orc cell.
Yeah, I think
we also found all that stuff. Remember, we found all that stuff in the jailer's lair that was worth a couple of thousand GP, I think.
So just as a reminder on this brooch, it is a brooch of elven manufacture, and it glimmers of its stunning original beauty that can be seen even in its damaged state. It's made of silver and mithril wire set with blue spinels. Only 2 of those gems remain.
Yeah, so I wouldn't want to dig them out before we had it appraised by the proprietor. And see what he tells us he thinks it's worth. I mean, obviously, I've got my appraisal as well.
Why don't you appraise it first? Because I have to sell to him if I appraise with him, right? We've determined.
I don't know. Have to is a strong word. I'm just saying, if we're not really interested in selling, maybe we shouldn't waste his time. But if I don't know what any of this other stuff's going to do for us besides gold,
But I would say, number one, it's not magic, Adam, and number 2, you already told me what I thought the appraisal was, right?
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Is this for the spinels in the brooch?
Yes, that is correct.
Do you recall what I told you?
Yeah, you said several hundred.
Okay, yeah, that seems accurate.
So let's get a more accurate appraisal for the whole thing from the proprietor, right?
Okay.
Well, we'll just sell it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm.
The only thing I don't want to sell is that magical amulet if it's going to help him turn under. Right. If it has the power that it's going to help our cleric of Palor.
Yeah.
So we're selling everything but the cleric of Palor magic item, correct?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so safe to say then, Elroy, you're placing all of this stuff on the counter and asking what the price he'll give you for all of it is?
Yeah, if that's what the party said.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a quick reminder, some of that stuff that you guys found and in the jailer's bedroom, if you recall, when Wagner was there along with Dugan and Barrett, they told you that they recognized some of these items, and I believe you guys agreed to send some of those items back with Barrett and Dugan. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yep, that's what I remember.
I don't remember us sending items back. I remember him going to inquire about the fate of the people who the items belong to, but I don't remember us parting with any of the stuff. I could be wrong.
I thought the stuff that they could positively identify as belonging to somebody in that village that he took with him because he was the paladin. I mean, as he was doing it, I was thinking, there's no way in hell I would do that.
But I'm okay either way. I don't know that I care. So,
okay, fair enough. So as you set the remainder of this stuff that you found from the jailer's bedroom, along with the spinels and the brooch, along with the carnelians and the stick as well.
Yes.
Okay, so once he looks at all of that, he looks towards you very carefully, Elroy, and says, well, you've got quite a haul here. This is going to be quite a bit of money. You understand, I will have to report this, though. You obviously found some of this in the Scarlet Citadel.
Yes.
No.
So he nods and he seems maybe slightly surprised as you just admit this freely. Like you got the impression almost like he was expecting you to lie. But he nods and he says, well, after the cut from them, then I could give you, how about we
Wait. There's no cut for them. We paid our taxes in advance.
And he looks towards you, Vither, as you say that, and says, "Oh, is that the case? You have the exemption then?"
Yeah. Here's the exemption.
Okay, and you see he looks it over, and he kind of gives a nod, and he says, "I'll have to take this then. I'll have to show it to the tax guy so that they don't come at me for this. Are you all right with that?"
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so you see he takes the paper from you and puts it down here behind the counter, and then you see he looks one more time and he says, "Okay, well, here's the deal. This all right here is worth about 7,500 gold pieces, but I really, really want that amulet. So if you'll give me that amulet, what do we call it? An even 8,500."
So that's 200.
I think it possibly, since it is related to my faith, with no offense intended to you, I think we should hang on to it and determine what it truly is.
I can tell you what it is.
Now, when you say 8,500, you mean 8,500?
Yes.
So it's basically I get 200 more if I give it up now.
Yeah, versus 7,500. So,
Let's let him tell us what it is then.
Are you going to tell me what it is before I agree to sell it or not?
And you see he looks towards you as you say that, and he says, "Well, here's the deal. If you don't sell it to me, then I'm going to have to charge you an appraisal fee for it, telling you what it is, right? Why don't we call this giving you the facts fee, right?"
How much you going to charge?
How much?
25 gold.
Yeah, I'm happy to pay that. What does it do?
And you see he looks at it one more time and nods and says, Yep, I'm positive. See, there was a time some years ago where there was a terrible plague in this area, and some of the priests from Palor came to try to aid us, and the church equipped them with these amulets that were bolstering their health. This is an amulet of health.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need to keep that.
Sell it.
No.
Yeah. Did you see that bear?
If it was Moradin, we'd keep it. Taylor,
Yeah, exactly.
I think we need to keep it. Does it work on anyone?
He shrugs, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay. That if it's an amulet of health, then that's +1 con for someone, right?
He looks at you very confused. He's not sure what the fuck you're No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
How
much is he willing to pay without the necklace?
7,500.
7,500 plus 25 for the
minus a $25 appraisal fee.
Yeah.
Which is totally worth it, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Keep it.
Yeah, we'll keep it and determine who gets to wear it, and then we'll take the 7,500 if that's cool. Or does he need to wait on that?
No, he will agree to that. Yeah, so if you decide that's what you do, so you've deducted the 25 gold for the appraisal fee. So he takes.
Yeah, let me find that on my sheet. Hang on.
All right, so you'll notice he takes all of your stuff and is kind of moving it off into these like bins behind and sliding them underneath the counter. You hear as he kneels down and does the key deal, you hear locks and you hear you get the impression that he's got a lot of storage space down here that's all very secure. And when he's all done, you see he has this piece of paper. He jots some stuff on the piece of paper and he turns it over and he slides it to you.
So I have a piece of paper.
Yes, and as you look at the piece of paper, you notice it says letter of credit on it, and it is indicated for the amount of 7,500 gold.
Okay.
Promissory note.
Did we get any other gold, or didn't we get some other gold and stuff there too, or no?
I think that is included in that total.
So yeah. What's Elamar? What's your con?
18, I think.
No.
16.
16. Yeah, I think Elamar is the one that's going to get the best benefit out of it. I mean, Grax, I think it'll pop Grax up to 1+1 on the saves, but that's all.
But getting
I've already got
hit points.
Max bonus hit points already, so I can't.
Right.
I'll wait for something.
That's
wait
what
for
I'm
the
saying.
next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but the single class ranger gains 2 right off the bat, and if he levels up, it'll be
Yeah, so I'm just thinking Elmar is the one. That said, though, Elroy, I mean, do the math on yours as well. You're 17 to 18, right?
yeah. But I'm multi-class, so
Yeah,
I
I
only
know.
gain that in half a class, so that's half a hit point, maybe not even any.
Yeah,
Quick math. I'm going to level up. So
yeah.
Well,
I think
we're dividing it by how much?
at 5.
Oh yeah, for sure the cleric will level.
Well, it just depends on the division. If we've got LMR in there, I
Which we
think
are this game. Yeah.
I think that's going to be a little harder.
Well, the cleric still levels up. The fighter, class fighter will.
7,500 divided by 5 is
Look
still
like he did
1,500.
8,000. So
Yeah,
It's
but
10% if you got high stats. Don't forget the
yeah,
plus 10%.
you're right. Grax for sure is going up, and then with the 10%, well, Vither, you're not picking up 10%, right?
Yeah, yes,
I
he's
do.
got a 16 strength.
16. Okay. So you're perfect. So Vither, yeah. So Vither will make it, and that's the 2.
Yep.
So just for helping me on the overall calculator, who all gets the 10%?
Grax will get it
I do.
because
Yeah, I don't
Everybody
get it
with
on
a six.
either of my classes. The ranger, the triple class guy only gets it in fighter because he's only got a 16 plus in his fighter stats. So I don't get any 10%. The triple class gets only in fighter.
Oh, so it's actually. Oh, okay. So
it's based on your
Logic,
ability score.
You'll get 10% of the 1/3 then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, that's
Yeah,
not
no.
complicated. All right. So I'll put
I'm sorry, I'm not interested in any of this. I don't even know what XP means. So far away from it. But yeah, I think we're gonna see Vither and Grax go up a level, which is great. And then they can choose. Each one of them can choose to either roll hit points or take half plus 0.5.
And we have to pay for their training.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, that's the real thing. The amount paid for training and Adam, obviously it's your call what you want to do for the rating. But at a perfect rating, it's at least 1 week. That's usually 1,500 per character level. In this case, it's capped at the XP needed to go up a level. So for Grax, that would be 1,500, and for
Vither.
And for Vither, same thing, 1,500. So we would need 3,000 gold to train both of them 1 level.
Well, I need 2,000 for a fighter.
Yeah, but if you got
2001.
1 rating for being a badass fighter, it would be the 1,500.
If you got
okay.
if you got a 1 rating, and again, it's up to Adam how he wants to grade the group.
Yes,
We
I
did.
think if I remember correctly, Dave, refresh my memory, but I think when we first discussed this, we said to keep it easy, we were going to give everybody, what was it, a 2 or a 3? I don't remember.
I think it was a 2.
A 2, okay.
Yeah, and so then the cap at that point would be 1,500 for the cleric and 2,000 for the fighter. So that would be 3,500 for both of them.
2 weeks of downtime for the rest of us, right?
And then 2 weeks of training for a performance rating 2. And I do think we have 3,500 to spend, and then we can also get armor made in that time period, hopefully, for both of our fighter friends or cleric-y fighter friends.
Yeah.
And I would say for the dwarf, go with either bandit or plate.
Plate will slow him down to 3 move like he's got now. That's pretty slow.
Yeah, so maybe banded, but then for the ranger, I would say cap it at chain, so he's not delayed. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll buy 75 gold worth of chain and 90 gold worth of banded for
keep track of the math, Dick.
For Grax.
Where's the XP on the character sheet? Am I missing that? Oh, I see it.
There's a.
It's in there.
It's right there in the class. Okay.
Yeah. And plus, we'll probably use this spreadsheet to keep our XP figured.
Yeah, we still get some experience for fighting monsters too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I bet if we sold some wolf cloaks, we would have had even enough for everyone to level up.
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know if you want to carry around wolf cloaks.
Yeah, when we meet the druids, they're going to be really friendly.
They probably aren't anyway. They don't like dwarves,
right?
Yeah.
So I did a quick shift on the sheet here to break this all out. So hopefully this makes sense to everybody if you're still looking at that sheet. So I've included who's got the bonus. I automatically did the calculation based on the formula, number of classes you have. So hopefully that will all work and be easy to track as we move forward.
So if we give the amulet, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
If we give the amulet to the ranger, does the ranger get the XP value of the magic item? In which case, would that enable him to level up also?
The EXP value for this is 200.
Yeah.
Does 200 and I don't know. It is. I don't think he unless you've got intelligence, wisdom, and strength all over 16 or 16 or above, you're not getting extra. So
like wisdom, it's crazy. It's tough for rangers to get bonus.
I was really surprised to see intelligence. Yeah,
it's broken. It's broken. But anyway,
it's a little closer, which is good, and even better. I mean, he gets extra hit points, so
yeah.
So he won't complain as much when he's in the front.
Come on.
So yeah, I guess that item goes to him, so he should add it to his sheet.
Yeah.
So that's going to Alamar?
Yeah, he gets the most benefit from it.
And honestly, I would say, if Ether was getting, the full benefit of it for Khan, I think Ether would only get 1 point per level because he's Khan is 13. He'd only go up to 14, right?
Yeah, that doesn't give you anything.
That doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
so that's totally useless.
Yeah.
If I had a 15, if I had a 14 going to a 15, that would be worth it.
Yeah,
but I don't.
Okay, all right. So it makes sense. I think Eleanor. Yeah. All right.
But I'm wise as hell though, so.
Yeah. I was gonna say, all those saves. Those are gonna make. Yeah, honestly, it's that dex. That dex makes a huge difference. And plus, you got that 16, so you get the XP, so that's great.
Do we want to blow through in the next half hour of actual game time? Just throwing this out there. Sorry if I'm stepping on toes, Adam. Do we want to just say the 2 weeks passes, or do we because it's 2 weeks of training, or is that something do we want to handle between games?
Well, let me ask a piggybacking question on that. Because I know sometimes this was a thing in the older editions. Do you guys want your characters to have personal relationships with the trainers, or are you wanting to sort of hand wave that?
I'm okay with hand waving whenever I get to train, whenever the hell that is.
Yeah,
I'm good with
hand waving.
Yeah, hand waving, great.
I don't want my trainer to start hitting on me or anything. Be like, hey, I'm not the kind of guy.
So I'll give you guys the super high level details then of who your trainers are, and just you can assume you've spent some downtime with these folks in the 2 weeks. So for clerics, it's going to be Cecilia, that priestess of Rao. So anybody training for the cleric class, that'll be her. For fighters, it's actually the proprietor here in the Cage Tavern and Inn, Ambrosi. He actually will train you, so he's a pretty tough dude. For magic user, Locke, once you get to the point where you can actually level up your magic user class, so it's going to be like 37 sessions from now. It's going to be Conrad, the famous battle mage here in the village of Red Tower. For rangers, there is a elvish-looking ranger, which is very shocking and unusual for ranger. Nate goes by the name of Nornith, and we don't have a thief any longer, so we can skip that. Dun dun dun. Poor Flint.
Yeah. Which, I would say. So we've got crowbars.
Yeah, I've got a crowbar. During the downtime, if there's any way for me to, obviously I don't want to go through any kind of role playing stuff because that'll just slow the game down. But the getting to know the people who I'll eventually train with would be cool a little bit. The personal relationship needed just to finish. Is there any info they have? Also, they're probably the people who some of the items belong to. I'll find out from the proprietor whether those items are going back to those people. Actually, no, I'm not going to ask. Forget that.
So my assumption is that based on what we discussed, is those.
Oh,
items...
it all went back with the paladin. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So it's nothing for me to do there.
He was a real do-gooder. He insisted.
So two things for me. Did Wagner make it back to town? Number one.
Yeah, so as you inquire around town during this downtime of training and so forth, you find out that Wagner did indeed make it back here to the village of Red Tower with both Dugan and Barrett in tow. In fact, both Dugan and Barrett are actually still recovering in the Cage Tavern and Inn. They've been spending most of their time in their room, just coming out occasionally to grab meals and that sort of thing. But unfortunately, Wagner was called back by his holy order and quickly left to make his way back to the northwest.
Okay, and so we'll go ahead and have him join our party again, so that's great. And then, okay, that's too bad. We will maybe see if we can have dinner with those folks and, catch up. I would say I'd like to work with the armorer / weaponsmith and have them make us some caltrops if that's doable for them. You'll find that in the weapons page at the bottom in the equipment. We can look at that between games if you want.
Yeah, I'm fairly familiar with caltrops. I'll look up the exact mechanics for them, but I'm sure that's within her skill set.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, they should be easy to make. I'm thinking Elroy, maybe a couple of us buy a box of them, just in case we get in a situation where we know we're gonna need to block off a hallway and then face somebody bad, and maybe
how much does the box of caltrops weigh?
Step and then and they go out. Not like something crazy.
Okay.
So yeah, just you can look it up between games. So
all right. How are you guys going to want to roll for your hit points, or are you going to just take the average, which I highly recommend?
I want to take the average.
Yeah.
You got 5 more hit points. You're at 15.
Yeah. I'll take the average. That gives me another 6.5.
That's correct,
right?
Yep. So you're at 16 hit points.
And next time I'll actually go up the extra half, right?
Correct.
All
right. And we were able to get me some banded mail armor.
I think so.
During this downtime? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Anybody want some slightly used scale mail?
You should sell it for half if they'll take it.
Yeah, it's like hell no. Scale mail.
They will take it back from you for half. Yeah, you might hear the blacksmith complain a little bit and talk about the repair she's going to have to do and how she's going to fit this on anybody else that's going to buy it. But ultimately, she buys it from you for half.
Yeah, can you subtract the 25 for the finders or for the identification fee? Can you subtract the 25 from that?
And how are we doing my armor class? Because I get a +1 from being a priest of Morden for metal armor.
So your base would be 3 minus your dex would be a 0 AC.
Yeah, well, you just check. You just change it on your character sheet. So
3,
for
right?
the armor itself, go ahead and just drop it by 1. But remember, always keep the armor defense, the correct, or the armor rating, the correct.
Also, Dave.
Oh, unless it also affects your armor defense. So then you change both.
All right.
And I'll come in and double check everything later.
So I get another spell as well.
Correct. Yeah, you'll get another first level spell, I think. And so you'll be at what 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your wisdom? 16.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you'll actually be
4 first level.
Yeah, 4 first level. Yeah, 4 first level spells. So that's good. Pick whatever you want, and then make sure you use them all as curing.
Get her up.
And then, are we going to have extra monies, guys, to purchase?
We're gonna have a revised script probably.
Well, I'm just my question is, are we gonna have money to buy a potion of healing or something like an actual potion of healing, and then are we going to go see the tax guy and see if we want to prepay anything for this next round?
I don't think you can prepay more than once.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's good. All he can do is say no, we can't.
Exactly.
I don't know that that's the case.
Well, we've got a little time to go check in.
Okay.
Sure. So you guys want to head over to Town Hall and inquire with Vernon?
Yeah. Our favorite guy.
How much total XP did we get? I didn't put that on a sheet, or is that going to be put in later?
Grax, for you, you've got 2,038.3. Just call it 2,038.
That's with the 10%, correct?
It is, yes.
Very nice. Not too far off from my next level.
Yeah, I need 3,000 for next level.
Big hole, treasure hole dude for you.
And almost dying.
Yes, yeah, that too. Yeah.
I want to see about getting a bastard sword. I couldn't afford one before.
Yeah.
So what I will say is, here in the Village of Red Tower, pretty much all of your regular weapons and armor and equipment that are metal in origin, you will be able to find for purchase in the smithy. If it is anything that is a bit more complex, like plate armor, let's say, or maybe a two-handed sword, if it's like something she doesn't have on the shelf, she'd have to make it for you. But during this 2-week downtime, certainly no problem. I will say the one thing that you do notice that she seems to be lacking is any kind of silvered weapons. And if anybody inquires, she will say she never learned that skill. She does not know how to make silvered equipment. Which
do they have any kind of long-term
point for later?
Do they have any kind of long-term lodging, or like I got some stuff that I prefer not to carry into the dungeon, but I don't want to just sell outright? Is there any kind of storage or long-term lodging or something like that? I want to inquire about that while I'm here.
There is indeed, yeah. So there is storage available. There is a section nearby the Cage Tavern and Inn known as the warehouses, and you can inquire about storage there. They are happy to sell you what is the equivalent of what you might think of as like a locker that's maybe 5 feet by 5 feet kind of deal. And they will sell that to you pretty cheap, in fact, for, we'll say 2 gold pieces for a month.
Hell yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, so yeah, as many. So unless we get into really ridiculous numbers, they pretty much would have an unlimited number of units of these for your guys' storage. Unless you wanted like 100 or something, then it might get kind of crazy. But pretty much whatever you can fit in a 5 foot by 5 foot, it's yours.
Rangers aren't allowed to own anything they can't carry, so that.
So I'm not a ranger.
Me and the other ranger out.
Right. So I think Elroy's saying no storage for me.
Yeah, good thing I'm not a ranger. Huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Does anybody in the group know how to use a sling?
Grax does.
And
he's not bad with it.
Maybe it makes sense for us to melt down
Silver ingots.
Yeah, 10 silvers to give you 10 silver bullets for your sling, just in case that it makes a difference.
Call me the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. Of course, as you're throwing those, I'm sure somebody's going to be in melee, so it'll be great. But yeah, go ahead and I'd put that on your sheet there, Grax, to
all right.
Just in case we need them. I mean, really, the big miss for us is no magic weapons.
Yeah.
How are we gonna fight a shadow without a magic weapon? That's the issue.
We're not.
Right, but
you can run in and grab the dagger and then leave if it's there.
Well, and that's the thing is, there's a hole in the floor.
Totally got it though.
So there's a hole in the floor in the chains room with the hanging bodies. It looks super inviting.
No.
And sure, it leads to ungodly amounts of treasure. But otherwise, I think we've really gone through everything. I mean, there's the super inviting pool, to the north where we could just sort of wade in and see what happens. That sounds great. But otherwise, it's the shadow room.
Well, I'll recall to your attention one more thing, which is in that same room with the pool, you recall there was a locked door that Flint tried to pick and was not able to do so.
Okay. Yeah.
There's also all those places that need excavation, but there's one in the Harpy room itself. There's one outside. There's two outside, I think.
I think those, I don't know. I mean, is that going to get us into a different area of the first level? That
I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't think so. But yeah, so that door, then we're going to need axes. Because
I've got an axe.
We can try, and honestly, with Elamar, I mean, we've got a much better chance of popping a locked door. But assuming we don't roll well, we're going to have to batter it in. But then, that's that rule there.
Nice.
The one thing I will throw out there is, if you guys carry a water skin that you fill with air, that can be used in a pinch to give you a little extra time under the water.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And so I think all of us have water skins already. It's just making sure that we prep them before we go in that room, just in case we get sucked in the water somehow.
Who's running the total amount for expenditures? Dave, are you doing that?
No. I'm really bad at tracking stuff.
I guess I'll do it then, even though I get nothing.
No, yeah, we'll throw you an extra.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
EP per session. How about that? There you go. Just for you.
Well, I'll have it totaled by next game. Are we going to stop here, or we got 13 minutes?
Sure. If there's any last minute details you got to wrap up in town, I heard head to the tax collector Vernon and see if you can learn some more information. So just to kind of wrap that up quickly, he will allow you to prepay. So he will let you know that he's obviously spoken to Ambrosi. He's accepted that prepay that you guys already did. Didn't seem to ask too many questions. He says he will again offer this time 20 gold pieces per head to enter the Scarlet Citadel in order to waive the next tax on the next haul.
So that would be 100 GP.
Yes.
Say 20%, right? If we don't prepay, it's 20%.
Right.
Yeah, let's pay that. I mean, because at the end of the day, it sounds like most people just lie, and
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah,
we're just not gonna come back unless we have enough stuff to make it worth our while.
I mean, the good news there is when Wagner joins the party again, we can tell him the truth.
Right.
I would say it probably makes sense for us to go also to the church and obviously give our respects.
Yeah.
And see if there's just more information. We'll talk about Ushlex. The statue of the boatman on the river Styx.
The frog statue that I looked at and I got super messed up.
Yeah. And talked about the having to face a shadow without magic weapons and what they think about that.
Okay, so you're basically, it sounds like you guys are going around town and trying to gather information, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, it's a great idea. So, so some of the things that you can learn, so from the church in particular, Cecilia, the priestess there, will be able to tell you that statue that you found, which I believe was called Charon, if I remember correctly, is the sort of depiction of the riverboat of death, the guy that sort of pilots that riverboat of death. It's associated with death cults, necromancy, dark gods, pretty much all the bad stuff. And are you guys explaining that this Ushlex character was there and seemingly interested in it?
Yes.
Yeah. So she would caution you against trusting anybody like that. She would say that anybody that seems to be, and again, if you're filling her in on the details, she will say, it sounds really odd that he can be there and be unscathed. So obviously he is sort of in the employ, or he's in cahoots with whoever runs this place. So, if anybody floats a suggestion like, oh, well, maybe we could use him or get information or something like that, she would caution you very strongly, saying, when you think you're using somebody, they're generally using you instead. And, they will likely get the upper hand on you because they're way better at being duplicitous than you would be when you just try to do it, right? So she would also mention the fact that you saw him walking by to the north and then you didn't see him again. And you explained that, well, there's this one locked door. She says, well, it didn't seem like that must be where he's going. So perhaps Ushlex has the key to that door. As far as sort of more random information around town, you guys said you wanted to spend some time having dinner with Barrett and Dugan.
They're down.
Yeah, so they would let you know that one of the most terrifying things that was there is in the torture room where you guys killed the jailer. They said that the jailer actually had some strange ability to animate the objects in that room. So there were times where he would just make the table move and beat them, or make one of those horses or the wheels come to life, or maybe something like a giant bull statue. And it would be used to great effect to inflict pain and suffering on his victims. Nobody seems to have any good knowledge of the frog statue. That doesn't ring a bell to anybody, but when you describe the effects, just sort of in general terms, you will just get this is terrifying, I would stay away from it. Nobody really seems to recognize what that frog statue in particular may be. I think other than that, you will find that some of the items that you gave to Wagner to bring back have been redistributed back to all the family members. So you've earned a lot of goodwill here with sort of the regular villagers. Wagner did the White Knight thing and made sure all of your names were given as far as the people who actually saved the day with this stuff. And unfortunately, the people are very sad that they lost their family members. For some of them, this is the first they've heard of this. You guys recall in that chest, you had a lot of body parts and things. You're putting two and two together. You seem to, connect the dots there. But they're at least happy to have some of these belongings. Some of them are family heirlooms and those types of things. So they're very happy to have them back. And you've gotten multiple invitations to come have dinner at my house one night. And, feel free to come here if you just want to chat anytime. So a lot of goodwill built among those.
I'll take that. I'll take them up on that during the 2 weeks of waiting for people to train.
Great. We're going to have a lot of little Elroyds running around.
Yeah, I was going to say, how friendly is she?
So Elroy, once you do that, take up a couple of those folks on that and sort of just spend some time. You certainly pick up some sort of like town gossip or village gossip here. So one of the things that you will hear mentioned is there's an old man living by himself on the outskirts of town. Sometimes he comes screaming into town when a bear knocks down his hut again, but for the most part, he seems to dislike everybody. And you will also overhear from another family that there is this location out in the woods that is very strange. There's some type of a structure there. It's not like a building, but it's like a stone arch or something along those lines. And people say don't go there because it has some kind of a strange effect. There's been all these rumors in the village where people go there and weird things happen to them. And people have also mentioned that occasionally there's bandits in the area that wait for somebody to hear this rumor and want to come check it out, and then they rob them blind.
Is that from the at the arch or just in general?
At the arch.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so sounds like we know where my mentor is.
Well, actually, so you would learn that also during this period of time. So Conrad is a famous battle mage, and he's made the village of Red Tower his home. So everybody in town knows Conrad. His home is actually over here. He's a bit of an esoteric gentleman. So he's one of those guys that you might think of him as almost like bipolar, where he comes out of his house some days in that great mood and loves everybody fawning over him for all of his adventurous successes and days, and then other times he likes to stay in his home and someone comes and tries to knock and he's like, get out of here, one of those kind of guys.
Okay, so kind of like Elroy. Sounds
hush.
I feel like Elroy's character is being savagely attacked this session.
He's such a friendly guy.
He's redheaded, he's red-haired, and he's not a stepchild, but he expects it.
Yeah, there you go.
And being the most charismatic guy in the party, it comes with the territory.
He's a target, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I also get a footman's mace?
You certainly can from the blacksmith. Yeah.
We'll just need to add all that stuff up, and I'm not doing the math right now, so I'm gonna have to go back and retroactively do it. But yeah, we can afford that. That's 8 GP.
Yeah, heavy mace in this deal.
Okay, is there any other specific points of information or any particular inquiries anybody wanted to make that wasn't covered in that sort of general info overview?
Not by me.
No, I'm sure we're missing many things, but I think that's about as good as we can do.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if nobody is opposed, then we can go ahead and end our session here. I believe we've got a few minutes left, but we'll go ahead and wrap it up tonight. Those of you guys that leveled up, obviously, if you've already taken care of that on your sheet, great. If not, just before next week. And those of you that didn't, no worries. We'll sure that will come before too long. Big thanks. Well, not for some of you guys, but big thanks to Tom for offering to track that EXP by session, the equipment at least, as far as the obtaining the treasures and things, because that'll go a long way to make sure our adherence to the accurate rules there. So appreciate that. And yeah, hope everybody had a great session, and we will see everybody next week.
Sounds great, y'all.
All right, man. Thanks for the game.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Good night.